listening to the 31st Lap Podcast, recorded live in the studios of FingerLakes1.com in downtown Seneca Falls, New York.
Fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Good evening and welcome to the 31st Lap. I am Chris Marcourt. Joining me in the studio, Mike Mellett and Rich Post. John Balmas has taken the night off. We are coming to you from the lavish FingerLakes1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls. Thanks so much for joining us. We're streaming live on FingerLakes1.com. Follow the links on 31stlap.com to see this show as it happens. This is the 31st Lap, covering all brands of racing in and around the Finger Lakes. We've got a big show lined up tonight. It all came together late. Brett Deyo is going to be on to talk about the upcoming Clash of the Can. We'll catch up with Logan Schuchart, who stands as probably one of the toughest guests to pin down here on the 31st Lap. And,
so far, yeah.
And we're going to be meeting up with Dylan Evoy. And, of course, we're going to get into it on the topic of the week later on. Should Kurt Busch be done with NASCAR-style racing altogether?
Can't wait. I'm excited about that
I
debate
know you
topic.
are. I am equally
As soon as
excited.
it happened, I'm like, ooh, debate topic. Can't wait.
Yep, that was, and we're going to try using some of the new technology that we've got set up here in the studio. We have a screen capture, so we're going to use Speed.com's feed, and they don't know it, but we're going to credit them, saying it's coming from Speed.com. We'll be able to show you the clip of what happened with Kurt Busch and Bob Pockrass, and then we're going to go into our discussion. First of all,
awesome.
First of all, if you are watching at home, like our good friend and loyal listener Doug Zupan is, who reminded us? Who's one of the guys that reminded us that we're already late?
Thanks. Yeah, I know. He said it to me on a BBM.
Right. So just
he's like, we need to have this guy on, and we need to have that guy on. Zoopy, we'll get there, buddy. We'll get there. Don't worry.
Slow down.
I know. I mean, it's only our 31st official episode.
It is the official 31st episode of the 31st Lap. And
we made it 31 episodes. I remember the first episode we were joking, like, if we get 10, we'll be happy.
Yep,
we don't get cut.
We have well eclipsed that. We've done a couple live shows. We're still riding
and we're averaging close to 1,000 people a week now?
We killed it on Facebook this week. We went over 1,500 on Facebook.
Yeah. And cool. And listens and views and all that. I mean, again, we're up there around 1,000. We need more, though.
We want more.
We always need more.
And we need more likes on Facebook because we only had like 190 something.
192.
Yeah, we need more than that. Let's go, people. We need more Twitter followers. I've been updating the Twitter a lot more. And if you want to know who's on the show, get on Twitter because I try to do it as soon as I know we have a guest. I send a message out on Twitter.
Well, something else that fans can do that we've worked out. We are going to continue in some way our relationship with Finish Line Web Design. Episode 31, sort of fitting. Episode 31 is the final installment presented by Finish Line Web Design in Craigorville. We had a great ride. All the fun that we had over there at the Utica Speedway when we did those live shows, and in the last 4 episodes here with Finish Line Web Design. Finish Line Web Design is now the presenting sponsor of the weekly 31st Lap update. Now, if you want to get on the mailing list, it's easy. Send the 31st Lap on Facebook your email address and just say, I want to sign up, and we will forward that to Craig. What we do is we write a weekly update just telling you who's going to be on the show. It goes up on Facebook. I ended up taking the one this week down because the lineup changed about 8 times. So that
you know what, though? That happens. I mean, again, we're a fluid show.
Fluid, yes.
Not fluent.
Yeah, we are
fluid show.
Mike, we are affluent.
No, I'm not. If anybody listens to me, they know I'm not. No, we're fluid. Sometimes you have to adjust your plans based on what others' plans are because... I mean, look, there's going to be a few weeks when I'm at the races. It's hard to be on the show when you're at the races, you know. And that is my first priority. No offense.
Well,
I mean, that's my. I think I'm that's my job here, right?
That's yours. Yep.
That's mine. My job is to go to 100 races a year. Everybody else, you know.
Yeah.
Chris runs the board because none of us can do that. Producer Chris.
And right now, I don't want anybody else to know how to do this.
Yeah, so then we can get rid of you. According to everybody else, we can get rid of you. So
have no worries.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
I have no interest.
There's some other cool new things that are going on. We talked about the screen capture. We also are working on the ability to stream Skype through the interview feed. So let's say we interview Ronnie Johnson. If Ronnie Johnson Skypes at home,
that would be freaking cool, man.
So again, I would
do Ronnie.
I would be happy to teach any of you any of this that I could.
I have a Skype name. It's the same as my Twitter name and everything else.
I just lost VidBlaster. That's cool. There we go. Got
awesome.
that guy back.
Oh, so we went down then up, or
no, we're fine.
Okay.
No, we're up. We never actually lost.
Never went down.
I guess. Nah, we're good.
So we're gonna have video interview capability.
See,
we have that coming. Yes, and
it's incredible what you can do with modern technology.
It's incredible.
it's
I remember when I was a
incredible.
kid, you couldn't even get a calculator, let alone a computer where you could see the other person you're talking to on the other end of it.
Yeah, what's incredible is to watch. You go back and you watch episode 1.
Yeah, and,
then you
it's
turn
Chris
around.
and I at a table.
Then you turn around and you watch.
Oh, no,
you know,
you can't watch episode 1. You just have to listen to it because there was no camera.
That's right.
Right.
But you know,
What was the first episode with a camera? I don't remember.
That was
3.
Look
I
at
don't know.
Rich is challenging
was
Zoopy
3.
for the historian role.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
sorry.
know if I'm going to step up.
Zoopy's
got
that covered, buddy.
I'm not even going to step on those toes.
Oh, man. I'm excited about tonight's show. I'm not going to lie, though. I'm a little tired. Went to Woodhall last night. Whew. Good show.
That's weird.
Good times, but, man, did I get home late.
Long drive for you too.
Yeah, it's about 2:45. And, you know, it's the first time I've been to Woodhall since the Empire Super Sprints were there, I think 3 or so years ago. And I give them credit. I mean, I give them all the credit in the world. The food was good. Let me tell you, I had a cheeseburger, sausage sandwich, cheese fries, and ice cream.
No wonder you're tired today.
Oh, yeah, that was wicked good. The race was pretty good. Billy Van Pelt challenged Matt Shepard. You just couldn't get him. You know, Shepard, his first time there. That part was awesome.
Really?
The fact that they ran the track in was good.
That was Matt's first time at Woodhall.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah,
Well,
and it was, let me tell you, you could tell.
The
They
358 tour was going there? Well,
No,
yeah, probably would
no.
have been before.
And they had that track was in tough shape. You could tell they got a ton of rain. And the track crew did all they could, and they worked their butts off during the night to get that track smooth, and I give them credit for that. You know, the only thing was I just got home late. You know, and I don't live near the track, so I guess I can't complain a lot. I was just upset that, you know, I like to go to midweek, and I like when they run. I want to see the headline
You
division
wanna
as soon
see
as possible. That's me,
Bing,
though.
bang, boom, done.
Yeah,
and
yeah, you know.
get
and
out and go home.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. You know, it's one of their deals. I can't wait to go back, though. I mean, you can't beat. How can you beat $11 to get in for a show like that?
Really?
And
No.
they had an all-star cast.
Right?
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
that's a hell
you
of
know,
a ticket
what's fun
price.
about going to places like that is you get to see guys you don't normally get to see. Like I got to see the Van Pelt brothers. I got to see Dill Welty, Donnie Lawson, guys that I read about all the time, but I got to see them race. That was awesome. You know, and it's fun because you sit there and like, who's in that car? Who's in this car? Like you don't know the guys, so I got I have their points with me, so that's how I'm trying to do Twitter updates. AJ Potrabowski, I can't even say it.
Potrabowski.
I can't say it.
Save him, Chris.
I had to spell it like 7 different ways until I finally figured out how to spell it. You know, so it took me a little bit of time. You know, other than that, once I got it, we were good, but it took some time. It was nice to see Kenny Shupp again. The guy used to run the T3 series. You know, he was the announcer.
I missed that series.
Yeah, he was the announcer there. Great dude, and it was great to be able to see him again. I haven't seen him in a long time. You know, so it was fun going to Woodhall last night. Again, other than just getting home like stupid late because it's my own fault. It's a work night, but
Yeah, but you had to do it.
I had to. I don't get to go to Woodhall much, you know. And I saw Ted White earlier in the year, and he's like, "Come on down." I'm like, "All right, I'll be there." I didn't get to see him; he was too busy working. But I got there, and if they do, you know, whenever they have another one of these and I'm free, I'm going to go back. You know, I like the racing at Woodhall. It's good racing.
And they've stepped up on the facility.
The place,
just on appearance.
The place looks good when you walk in, and you can't beat that. The one thing that always strikes me as funny though about Woodhall is there's no fence around the pits. It's just long grass, short grass. Like you could go like commando, paint your face up with green and find a way to sneak in there. You know,
it's not even like you've got a. It's wow, audio level way down on that one.
Oh,
there
yeah.
we go.
Yeah,
it's not even like you've got a piece of rope strung up around fence stakes.
No.
It's just, you're either in or you're out.
yeah.
You know,
That's it.
But again, they keep the cost down on all that, and that to me is you can't beat that. So I mean, that was fun. I'm more looking forward to this weekend, though. I'm not going to lie, only because I got ESS on Friday night up at Mohawk, and then of course on Sunday, University of Northwestern Ohio All-Star Circuit of Champions 410 Sprint car is going to be at the Utica Speedway. I am freaking pumped, man. Pumped.
Are we taking the show on the road Sunday?
Surprise! We're going to Utica. No. No, I know. I am just, dude. That show on Sunday is gonna be awesome. You know, there's a couple big shows this weekend. If you're a huge,
I thought Tim Schafer was going to be on the show, and we ended up scaling back on that plan.
Well, I tried calling him this week. And
I want to clear up something on Jarrett Andretti because we were not able to put that together this week. The show has been moved back to tonight. If you're listening tonight, then you know that something's definitely wrong with your calendar.
Right.
Today is Wednesday. Definitely, we are on a day early, and because tomorrow, for the first time FingerLakes1.com will be airing a Newark Pilots NYCBL baseball game. So
are you calling that?
No. If I do go to one of those, I'm going to be in a producer's role. They won't give me a microphone there.
I'd love to call baseball games someday.
Well, they're looking for help. So if you want to make the drive out to Newark sometime, feel free.
How far away is that?
It's another half hour, 40 minutes from here.
You know what? This is an hour. That's enough.
Yeah, I figured you'd say that.
I drove through Seneca Falls last night. Balmas and I were going to stop over and
have
a beverage at midnight when we were coming through.
Well, why not?
Again.
Yeah. Because I had to work today at 5:30 in the morning. Well, I had to be up at 5:30.
That's almost done, isn't it?
I know.
Oh, I know.
I was still up after midnight anyway. I was finishing up Arcadia VFC's Derby video.
Too busy. By midnight, I'd been sleeping for an hour.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. 1 beer in and ready to sleep. 3 beers in and ready to crack skulls. That's pretty much the story of his life.
Yeah, that is the limit right there.
One,
it's bedtime, and 3, it's fight time. So
let's go. Get her done.
We keep her to 1 and go back to bed.
So this is a good week for racing, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We'll get into more of that pre-race stuff as
and we'll talk about some of the other races going on too. Don't worry.
There's a lot going on. The one that we really want to get into, we'll be catching up with him a little bit later on. Good friend of the show, longtime friend for both of us, and you know Brett too. Brett Deyo.
I know Brett a little bit.
Crash the can, man. 10 G's on the line down at the Penn Can Speedway Tuesday, June the 12th.
And I heard they've already made the check out for Dwayne Howard. Just what I heard.
That's fine. You know why? Because I have him on my fantasy league team, and that's on the schedule.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's funny?
Balmas,
the first thing he says to me last night, he goes, I can't believe Matt Shepard's here. I go, why? He goes, because I don't have him on my fantasy team, and everybody that does just got 150 points.
Awesome. That means I got 150
points. Yeah, he was
points.
freaking out on the way home. He's like, damn it.
Where'd Van Pelt finish?
Second.
Because I got him, too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good pick. It's a good pick down there. He's going to bank you crazy points.
Anything in the Southern Tier, he's there.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
But
and Balmas broke my chops for it all the way through.
Yeah, the 2 races on the schedule that he'll matter.
Okay. No, he's going to be at that race at Black Rock, I'm sure.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the ROC race.
Yeah, so there's 3.
Three
out
races.
Out of the 115 races on the schedule, 3 of them.
3 of them will matter.
Yeah, but maybe those 3 that put me back up to the top of this thing. Last I looked, I was like 33rd.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens.
Is it almost 7:30 already?
It's almost 7:30.
Wow,
we're ahead of it.
Well, we got a little late. Jarrett Andretti was supposed to be on the show. He has a race scheduled for tonight, so we talked with Danny Kay up there at Oswego Speedway. He wanted us to do one by phone, record it, and then play it back. I didn't get a chance to get over here, so we're going to have to send big apologies out to Danny Kay and Jarrett Andretti. We'll find a way to get them on.
We'll get them on. You know, it's like there's a few guys that we've been trying to catch up with. And
well, Logan's one of them. I mean,
right,
we're going to be catching up with Logan here.
You know, it's funny, and I texted him earlier today because I've been trying to get a hold of Tim Schaefer, you know, and I just couldn't get a hold of him. And, hey, it happens. You know, these guys are busy working on cars and doing all that, getting ready for the weekend. And I just happened to text. I'm like, Logan, I wonder if he works Wednesday nights. So let's try it out and see. And I said, hey, I know you work Thursdays, but hey, with the shows tonight, any chance we can get you on it, you know, and he'll be, hopefully we'll be able to get a hold of him here momentarily. But he's one of the guys that's following the All-Stars, so it should be interesting to have him talk about it. I believe he went to Kokomo last night, which is out in Indiana, to race with the World of Outlaws.
How about that?
How about that travel schedule?
Yeah, that's not screwing around.
No, man.
That's no short trip.
That sucks.
That sounds like something Mike Mallet would do.
That was something I would do. Let's go to Indiana for one night and then drive back. The first time I went to the Knoxville Nationals, I went for 2 nights, and I had to come back. And I'm like, yeah.
You know,
I'll come back.
We've done that with Eldora twice in the same week. We've done it with Hagerstown several times.
Dude, I went to New Egypt
Ohio
on a Tuesday, drove all the way home 3 hours, left my house to go to Hagerstown, which was 3.5 or 4 hours away, and then came back and did it 2 nights in a row. And I'm like, I'm crazy.
And it was. I think that was the same weekend that we left New Egypt. I went to Delaware and then came back from Delaware back over to Hagerstown, and you went back home for something, and then we ended up finding each other in Hagerstown.
Yep. It's fun. That's race chasing, though, baby. If you're going to do it, go big or go home. I mean, that's why you do it. I mean, and you and I both know, I'm not the only idiot out there. I mean, there's more people, I don't know if you want to call us idiots, but there's more people like us that are race chasers that we love to, we love to travel and go to the races, and we'll do what we got to do. If I got to get 3-4 hours of sleep, one day or a couple days in a row, so be it, man. I'll do it. All right, we got the thumbs up. That's sweet. Are you gonna give it to him, or
you want to try it?
Yeah,
try it. Go for it.
Oh boy,
I'm gonna. Which headset was yours? I think it was this one.
All right. So
Rich is
gonna work the phone now.
Rich is working the phone. We'll see how this goes.
All right, and joining us on the line now is Logan Schuchart. from Pennsylvania, one of the members of the Pennsylvania Posse. And Logan, it's great that we can finally catch up with you, man.
Yeah, it's great to catch up with you guys. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good tonight. I can't complain, but I'll tell you what, I'm pretty excited. You know, you guys got a big weekend going down in Pennsylvania, and of course, here from Central New York, we have Utica Rome for the All-Stars this week. And are you pretty excited to have the All-Stars back in town?
Yeah, last time they were there we won, so hopefully that same luck continues, and we can pick up some momentum and start doing a little bit better. We've been struggling lately. I think we've been fast. We just had things go wrong, and a little bit of our fault. We haven't been reading the tracks right, and I've messed up a couple times. But we're, I think we'll get it. I'm excited for these guys to come back, and we're gonna race at our home tracks, and maybe go to Utica Rome with them Sunday. So race at home and then find a new track Sunday.
What was it like to get that first 410 win, and was it made even more special because it was an all-star show?
I was just happy in general to get a win. We won a couple 358 races last year, and we were really dominant in them. I thought we did, really good last year in those. We won a couple big races, a big 360 race, and the All-Star win was a 410 win, but the 360 race last year is probably my biggest win. The pay is $8,000 to win, and all the people and stuff. It's probably my biggest race I won, but winning a 410 race against some of the guys that were there, none of them guys are easy. They're all every week those guys are good. I mean, it's hard to compete against them guys every week. They're definitely on their game, and but I mean, you want to get better. It's you want to race against, and that's what we're doing this year. Hopefully, we can pick up a couple more wins.
Now, I know you've been a world traveler this year. You guys were down in Florida to do some of that racing. How much has that helped you actually going to all these different tracks and getting those experiences?
I think it's good. I mean, we run at the same tracks every week, and I think it's good for some of them guys that are real fast up here. I think if they went to other tracks, I think they'd be junk. They wouldn't be any good. And they run good at these tracks, but they got their set up, and they know what to do every week when the track does a certain thing. But when we go to other tracks, the tracks are different. You got to set the car up different, and it's not going to work. What works at Lincoln's not going to work at this Utica Rome place that we're going to, and like last night we were in Indiana with the Outlaws racing at the Kokomo Speedway. Since it was a smaller track, we tried using our Lincoln setup, and at first we were junk. We were terrible and couldn't go anywhere, and had to run the car completely different from what we've ever ran it. And we ended up getting faster, but it was kind of too late at night. We started in the back of the B main and got up through the B main, and ended up being real fast then, and just had to start in the back of the feature. Ended up getting up the first couple of laps. I was up to 13th, past them. Good guys like Steve Kinder, Kyle Larson, and some of them guys, and I ended up getting screwed up a little bit and had to get back to got passed by a couple people, and then moved lanes a little bit, and still kind of racing with them guys, and the finish doesn't show. We ended up finishing 17th, but we were a lot faster than what we were at the beginning of the night, and it just shows that you got to change stuff when you get to different tracks like that. You can't run the same setups. You got to change the car and your driving style a little bit, and just go from there.
What makes you decide to go to Indiana? You guys raced in Pennsylvania on the weekend, and then up on a Wednesday night or Tuesday night, just head out to Indiana. What was that? Why did you guys decide to go out there?
Well, that's where the money's at, and there was no other race during the week in Pennsylvania. That's the only. Unless you're going to take the wing off and run wingless, but Outlaws are on in Indiana, and eventually when we get the motors and the money to do it, we want to travel with them guys. Probably not next year, but. When we can travel, if we have the opportunity to do it and race with them guys, we want to be able to learn. Just like I said, you got to change the car, and hopefully that's the reason why we went out there, is to learn and take notes for the next time that we're there, and see what the car likes and what we can do for next time we go to a track like that.
You mentioned Utica Rome. That's one of the things, why we want to have a sprint car guy on tonight, and we do appreciate you coming on again. We're talking with Logan Schuchart here, regular down in Pennsylvania. Runs with the All-Stars. Hopefully we'll be up at Utica Rome on Sunday. are you excited to come back to New York? I know, Rolling Wheels, you guys kind of missed it in the time trials, and then we saw you down at Orange County, and you were, I think it was quick time by almost 0.5 of a second. So you like New York? You like coming up here and racing at these different tracks?
I do. Well, Rolling Wheels is one of the things I was talking about, or we've been screwing up, and it's our own fault. We ended up putting a Lincoln gear in at Rolling Wheels, which is Lincoln's, I think, a 3/8 mile, and Rolling Wheels is, well, they got a list. I think they have it listed as a half mile.
No.
Yeah.
What's it listed as 5/8?
Yeah, it's a 5/8.
Yeah, exactly. So we went out, and the thing sounded like an F1 motor, and screaming, and definitely screwed up our time trial lap. And then you can't do stuff like that against guys like the World Outlaws. You got to start off the night good, especially with your time trial. It's so hard to dig yourself out of a hole once you screw up that early in the night. But Orange County, it got rubbered up in the feature or whatever. But we were one of the faster cars the whole night, and we were good there. But it's cool running at different tracks. That's not just New York, but anywhere we have the opportunity to go. I like traveling. I like going to different tracks and learning what the car likes, and running with the best in the country.
Now, I know you come from some legendary genes, so to speak, and I'm sure you get a lot of advice from there, but is there one guy in the pit area or a couple guys in the pit area that you guys go to, you talk to kind of get advice or see what direction you should go in, or since you won that race, have guys kind of backed off from helping you out?
No, that's one thing my grandpa's always been good at. He's always been good, and in my mind, he's one of the best, race car drivers there ever was. And, just, being around him, and, once we got the sprint car together, some of those guys that are good, they don't, they're closed-minded, they kind of do their own thing and don't talk to anybody. But my grandpa, I think, is smart about that. He's got his own ways of thinking. He does his own ways with the race car and his ways to make it fast. But he always asks questions, and even if he already has his mindset on how he wants to do something with the car, he still asks questions with other people, and takes me along with him. That way, I can learn, and he'll ask other people questions, even if he already knows how he wants to do it, and just to see what they say, and gather information.
Who did you grow up idolizing when you were racing, before you started racing sprint cars and all that? Was there one guy at the track? Your grandfather, Bobby Allen, obviously. But was there some other guy that you idolized? Was there like a Fred Raymer or Lance Deweese or those guys, or has it always been your grandfather?
I'd say it's definitely always been my grandfather. I like watching, all them guys, and I know they're all good. But, growing up, racing go-karts, growing up at the go-kart track, racing go-karts, and watching videos of my grandpa and stuff. To me, when I was little, he's like a superhero. He's like I said, in my mind, he's the best race car driver there ever was. And, he's a great mentor, and having him there, it's a great opportunity, and I appreciate everything he does for me.
You put any pressure on yourself, knowing where you're coming from? Does that add pressure to what you have to do?
I don't think so. I've asked that before. I like to do what I can, and, as long as, I know I give 110% every time I go out there, and, I want to win bad, so, that's the only thing I can do, and, I enjoy racing.
Yeah, I know. All of us do, too. We're all crazy race fans, too, and we all love going to the track no matter what.
I can't go wrong.
So, getting back to New York a little bit, what have you heard about Utichrome? Have you asked around a little bit to get an idea of what you guys are up against or anything like that yet?
I actually have no idea what that track's like.
Well, to give you, it's a half mile, and it's a legitimate half mile. It's banked. It will be fast, a little slick. I don't want to say a lot slick, and there'll be bite up around the top. So you should enjoy it. It'll be fun. It's a little different than Rolling Wheels, I think, in the sense I think it's banked a little bit more than Rolling Wheels. Wouldn't you say, guys?
Guardrails?
No guardrails around the top. Actually,
no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had a 360 race a couple weeks ago on Memorial Day weekend. The guy that won was actually running his right rear over the top of the bank.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was insane.
Yeah.
So just to
and
give
he
you
set it up like that on purpose. He wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds fun. I like half miles. I like bigger tracks and places that widen out. I hate when it gets rubber down, but if it can be two grooves and you can race around the track, I like places like that. But right now we only have one motor and it's kind of tired, so hopefully we can do all right. We're we're looking to get it rebuilt. It's already about 5 races past getting rebuilt, so we're going to run this weekend and see what happens, but hopefully it holds off till then.
Is it tough racing on that kind of budget, trying to do all the things that you guys are going to do, considering, you're not one of the big teams. You're not a guy that has a ride. You're not like, Fred Raymer or DeWeese or Greg Hodnett or those guys that are in those money rides. Does that make you guys think differently about how you do things, or do you just go about it and say whatever happens, happens?
No, I definitely can't just say that. And some of them guys, they go out there and wire the car up. It don't matter. There's another one back at the shop to put together. Right now I have one car, one motor. I might have 2 top wings, but I mean, a spare front end or something. But I definitely can't go wide up a car like the rest of them and, just say, oh, well, we have another one at the shop. I can't take chances like them guys, and, we really have to watch what we do. And, we try and run these races to, make some money back and to be able to buy new parts and hopefully put another motor together and all that. But, right now we don't have that stuff, and, we really need to watch what we do. I definitely can't go, crash a car like some of them guys can and just go put another one together the next night.
Now, I read the message boards and I read the, the Facebook and all that. How good does it feel? The Zemco car had an opening, and I don't know where that's went. I haven't seen it yet today. The Zemco car has an opening. How good does it feel to see your name come up on somebody that, that people think should be on that ride?
It's always good when people are talking about you. That's definitely a big name ride, and if people think I'm a quality driver to get in something like that, it's definitely a compliment, and it's cool. But I enjoy racing for my grandpa, and I think it's the best to stay with my grandpa. I'm not like some of them drivers. I don't get paid, and I do it for fun right now. And but I think it's within my best interest to stay with my grandpa. I think he knows best, and I'll win the most races racing for him, and that's what I want to do.
Again, chatting with Logan Schuchart here on the 31st lap. Logan, what does your schedule look like from here on out? We know this weekend's a big weekend with the All-Stars. Where do you guys? Are you guys going to keep running weekly at Williams Grove and places like that, or is it going to be see how things go, and that will depend on how much racing you do? It depends how much money we get, how much, if we get another motor together. But, I'm really not sure. At the beginning of the season, we planned on, I wasn't going to run any regular shows. I was going to run time trial shows and stuff like that, and run a 358 at Selinsgrove on Saturdays. But, I haven't ran a 358 at the season. I ran all 410 races, and I'm really not sure. I know he doesn't plan on running many weekly shows for now on at Lincoln. I don't want to really talk about it, but they kind of screwed us over last weekend, and we don't want to run any regular shows at Lincoln anymore. We're going to go to Port Oil if we do anything, or maybe go to Selinsgrove and run a 358. But we might run regular shows at Williamsburg, but we want to go to the big money races most of all. We want to go to time trial shows. If we have the money, we want to go to Eldora for the King's Royal, and go to Knoxville for the Nationals and all that stuff. But it's kind of week to week. I never know where I'm going. And ask my grandpa, a couple days before, and find out. I didn't know I was going to Indiana until Monday night. So that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to keep you too much longer here, Logan, but anybody you got to thank other than your grandfather, who helps you out? I'm sure you got a couple of sponsors and things like that, and people that help get you to the track. We always want to thank all of our guests for coming on by giving them a chance to thank those people.
Obviously, my crew, they all work hard. They all, like I said, I don't get paid, neither do they. I have, a bunch of guys that help out all the time, and, they work hard and do a great job. And without them guys, I couldn't be on the track every week. So, Rich Vogel Custom Pole Building, Donut Racing Engines, Newman Shell, Stern Rental Properties, Penske Shocks, CMB Mushroom Farms, Hanover Moose, Pell's Tire Service, Marty Thompson, RubberRacer.com, and anybody else that I missed. Bricker's French Fries.
Well, Logan, any other questions, guys, or anything like that? Or
Well, I'm just glad that we were able to track him down.
Me too.
We've been waiting close to a month to make this thing happen, and finally got it on. And sure wish you the best as we go forward. We look forward to catching up with you, and have a ball over there at Utica. Don't be afraid to be ready for
hammer down on the top.
Yeah, put it to the floor.
But I enjoy those type of tracks and on the top, sliding people and stuff. So it's like that. I'm sure I'll enjoy it. First see you guys there.
I'll be there, Logan. No doubt about it. I'm the track announcer, so I'm excited. I love when 410 come to New York because normally I got to drive, way down to see you guys in PA. And don't worry, I will keep my phone away from people when I go out, so that way you won't get any random text messages from me anymore. And Logan, thanks a lot for coming on, man.
All right, yeah, thank you.
So again, that was Logan Schuchart here on the 31st lap, and it was great to finally have him on. And the reason I bring up the text message, I left my phone out, and a couple of buddies decided to send a text to random people on my phone, and I happened to pick him, and I get a text back, was that for me? And I'm like, well, what did I say?
Please tell me it wasn't anything really bad.
No, it was relatively funny.
It's always okay when it's relatively
God, it
funny.
was funny. It
Still
was
embarrassing.
Funny. I'm like, I go to my friends, like, you guys are a bunch of jackasses. I can't believe you did that. Rich, I just got I got a couple text messages there. It's like, is he holding a can of amp? I was like, yes, he is actually.
Yes,
and then it was, did he just put a dip in?
No, I did not just put a dip in.
He had it in.
I've had that in.
He
since
had it in since we got
prior
here.
to. And Chris likes to pick me up, every time I have to.
And I
discard.
Actually, the thing is I wasn't trying to do that. I happened to look back at the camera, and I'm like,
oh, he's got one. But
it's one of those things.
Yeah, hey, everybody's got their deal, And hey, we love the text message updates while we're going here, and it's fun to have. And
you're missing a ball over here on the
I'm
live
sure
chat,
it's
too.
awesome. I'm Logan Schuchart. He's a good kid. I like having guys like that, kids that are just starting out. And I'll tell you, he has been impressive to watch. I was fortunate to meet him. I was covering the 358s at Lincoln the first time I met him. He ran a hell of a race. And, I just watched him in the 410. He's come a long way in a very short period of time. To win a race at Williams Grove against the All-Stars, plus the weekly competition there. I mean, you throw Dale Blaney, Tim Schaefer, David Gravel, Hodnett, Lance DeWeese, Fred Raymer, Brian Monteith. You throw all those guys in there, and the fact that he came out on top, pretty impressive. Then he goes to Orange County, a place he'd never been, and he's almost 5/10 quicker than the entire field in time trials. I don't think he can beat that. I mean, he's got the talent.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to beat that. I mean, you look at what he's been able to do in a very short amount of time, and he's really building a name for himself. I still can't believe that he just packed up on a whim and headed off to Kokomo.
That's
Speedway.
awesome.
That's
living
the life.
I
right
saw
there.
on Twitter that he was going. I'm like, what? Indiana? What? But, these guys go. They when you're going to go racing, you got to do what you got to do. So, let's see. Up next, we got Brett Deyo coming on here.
Brett Deyo's coming on here.
And we're going to talk about
be
the Clash of the Can.
Do you want to do results first?
I don't know. Do you want to do results?
We should try and squeeze
it's pretty
those
easy. A lot of it is
I know,
rain.
a lot of it
All right, here we go. Accord, rain. Albany, Saratoga. Take a guess.
Rain.
Nope, Brett Hearn. Airborne. I think it rained out because I couldn't find any results for this week, so I'll assume it rained.
Rain.
Drummond, rain.
Rain.
Autodrome Granby, Francois Bernier. Big Diamond, Blackrock,
Francois,
Brewerton, rain.
Francois, wait a minute. You can't butcher that name of the crew.
Francois Bernier?
Francois Bernier. Yeah.
Bernier, whatever.
There you go.
Diamond, Blackrock, Brewerton, rain. Bridgeport, the Quaker Shaker, Rick Laubach. Brockville, Bobby Harrington. Can-Am, Chris Raby. Canandaigua, the Doctor, Danny Johnson. Cornwall, rained out. Delaware, Twin 20s, Brad Trice, Jamie Mills. 5 Mile, Justin Holland. Fonda Speedway, rain. Fulton Speedway, Tim Sears Jr., first career big block modified win. Congrats to him. The Ridge, rained out. Grandview, Dwayne Howard. They had USAC sprints last night. Brian Clausen was the winner. That's for Balmus. Hagerstown, Jimmy Lathram. ID8, rain. Lebanon Valley, rain. Lernerville, rain. Lincoln Speedway, Corey Haas, his third win. Merrittville, Chris Steele. Mohawk, rain. New Egypt Speedway, one of my favorite racing names. Darren McCahay. I don't know why. I love it. Him and who's the other? I'll get to it later. Rocco Infante. That's my other favorite one. Ashwegan, rain. Orange County, the Bullfrog, Jeremy Markle. Oswego Speedway, Joe Gozick. Penn Can, rain. Port Royal, Lance DeWeese won the 410s. Danny Haas won the late models. Raceway 5, that's one I've been neglecting, and I apologize for that. Sportsman Division, John Venuto. Ransomville, rain. Sealands Grove, Jason Schultz won the 358. Jeff Ryan won the late models. Shangri-La 2, Jimmy Zacharias won the Sportsman Mod main event. Sharon Speedway, 4th rain out for them. Skyline, Scott Conover, Spencer, rain. Utica Rome, rain. Williams Grove, rain. Woodhall, Saturday night, Dylan DeWert, and then Dylan, right? It's Dylan. I always say that one wrong. And then last night, Super Matt Shepard, first ever appearance there. NASCAR.
Why do you do that?
Super.
You do that funny thing with Super.
Super. I like it. It's just funny. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I know. NASCAR, Dover, Jimmy Johnson. My guy, our guy got taken out early. Damn it. Nationwide, Dover, Joey Logano. Dover for the trucks, Todd Bodine. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, Florence Speedway, The Real Deal, Don O'Neill again. Tazewell, Scott Bloomquist. The All-Stars, were off, but they will be at Williams Grove, Lincoln, and Utica Rome this weekend, so get out to Utica Rome. World of Outlaw late models were off. World of Outlaw sprint cars, I-96, Craig Delansky. Kokomo last night, Craig Kinzer, first win of the season. The Empire Super Sprints were at Granby, and it was Justin Barger. So there's your quick results, or long results. I don't know if they're quick or long. I don't know, but that's as quick as we're going to get. And joining us on the, we need a sponsor for the phone.
Well, we're working on that too.
That we need.
There's been a lot of talk.
Hey, Brett Deyo, it could be the BD Motorsports Media hotline if you just throwing that out there, Brett.
Never know. We'll see how next Tuesday goes.
Again, Brett Deyo joining us on the line now. Talk about the Clash of the Can. How excited are you, man? It's got to be two sides of the coin there. It's got to be real excitement, but real like, oh boy, $10,000 to the winner at Penn Can Speedway, something that's never been done.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, I'm really excited about the response we've gotten from drivers and from fans. The hardest part about doing this, and that's every year, no matter what it is the biggest part of the race is out of your control, and that's the weather. So usually about this time until the day before, I'm nervous about the weather.
Yeah, I don't think there's another promoter any promoter out there at this point that doesn't worry about the rain.
Yeah, it's a tough deal, especially midweek shows and stuff. And sometimes you can run, but it doesn't help you to run. It's better to wait. And sometimes I've done things. Well, I screwed up twice last year. We went to Penn Can, and we tried to race when we shouldn't have. And we were there in the rain, and then we went to Big Diamond, and they canceled early, and the sun came out. So at least I have a perfect record. I've done it wrong both ways.
Well, hey, it happens to everybody, and there's nothing you can do. I mean, there's no good, bad, or anything you can do about it. How much fun do you have promoting these races? We had you on the show way back, one of our first episodes, and one of the few people we've had on here twice now. How much fun are you having promoting these races?
Oh, it's really cool. I mean, the fun part will be Tuesday night when the feature lines up, and I get to go up on the roof of the tower and just enjoy the feature because right now it's a really busy time, and there's the little stresses. Right, actually, I'm proofreading the program as I'm on here, and it's a lot of work. I mean, I probably put 80, 90 hours in the last 3 weeks getting ready, but it's just awesome. I mean, and what's awesome about our races, they're at small tracks where 75% of the cars can win, so it's not expecting one guy to dominate. I mean, you're doing all this, and you just never know. I mean, who would have thought that Danny Tyler would lead 50 laps last year, or Brett Tonka would almost win, or Justin Holland would win the Super Nationals at 5 Mile Point. That's the great part about running on these smaller tracks is it does equalize the field.
You mentioned equalizing the field, and what you have an interesting motto. Why don't you tell everybody what that is and why you came up with that?
Our no BS, no politics. It's a pretty straight up deal with us. I mean, we do the draw in front of everybody. We draw all the time. We don't cater to any tire brand, any rules, any driver. It's pretty much a wide open game. And as I've gotten a little more successful, and we've had some good races over the last couple of years, we've had offers to align ourselves with product deals and some different stuff. But I really believe that's why we get the cars and get the response we have, because you can bring what you have, and that's a big help. And once you start making deals with product people, it kind of taints your integrity, in my opinion. So we've kind of stayed away from that and done our kind of hard-headed approach, but it seems to work.
You mentioned the product deals. You're one of the few guys. You look at all of your races, you've got sponsorship coming from everywhere. I mean, you've got beer companies sponsoring, giving away beer to the lap leaders and things like that. How are you able to get all those people on board?
I say all the time, it's so much, in a way, so much easier and so much harder to do special events. The easy part, if you have a weekly track, is you put all that money out, it rains out, you have the next week to try and make it up. The hard part is you have to do everything every week. And on my side, because I'm only doing a few races each year, I can spend so much time on getting sponsors. I started actually my first meeting with VP Race Fuels last year was October. So you figure I've been working almost 8 months on sponsorship just for this one race. And I'm fortunate that my away from the racing life, I work in public relations and writing, and that helps with the sponsorship side of things. And we're fortunate that we get a lot of people at the races and a lot of cars, and that keeps people interested. Like a Pioneer Pole Buildings. He's now 4 years in with us, and every year his involvement's grown. So that says that we're doing something right there as well.
Okay, one of the big questions coming in, I got like 3 or 4 text messages. Who's coming? Who can you tell me that's definitely going to be there?
We've got quite a list. Pretty much your stars from New York. We've got Shepard. We've got Danny Johnson. All the Gypsum cars. Mike Mahaney.
You go down, Tim McCready will be there. You kind of go down to our area, you've got definitely Jeff Strunk, Dwayne Howard, Mike Goulart. You go to New Jersey, Ryan Godown, Billy Pouch Jr. and Sr., Wade Hendrickson, Neil Williams. Orange County area, Jerry Higbee. Of course, your Southern Tier drivers, your Brian Weavers, Justin Hollins, Kevin Bates. Go down to Accord, you've got Danny Tyler coming, Mike Bills, who runs pretty well out at Woodhull. He's told me that he'll be there. It's just a tremendous list of talent from pretty much everywhere.
Again, chatting with Brett Deyo here on the 31st lap. Brett, did you ever think, way back in the day when we did that first race back at Afton Speedway with Pat Jordan, that this would be the boat you'd be in now?
No, I really didn't know if that would be the only time we did something, or it took a couple of years off there when I was full-time working for Area Auto Racing News because I couldn't really dedicate the time to it. And, it's something I really, really love to do. I mean, if I didn't love it, I wouldn't spend this much time on it. Sometimes I think it's the reason I lost my hair. But it's just awesome. I mean, I'm definitely excited. I'm excited when, you see people taking a lot of money out of these races. And, Justin Holland does $6,700 a couple of years ago. I mean, he'll never come close to that in anything else he even tries to run in, and that's great. Danny Tyler getting second last year at Penn Can got $3,000. Well, he didn't make that another race all year, and that's just awesome. When you see these guys, especially the weekly guys who come out of it with these big paydays, and it keeps them going. And honestly, these races are a big boost for Penn Can. I mean, they're in one of the most depressed areas of New York State, Pennsylvania, that whole Binghamton region, and these races are as much of a boost for them as they are for me. So, it's neat for me to be able to give back to Reed now, who have put 15 years in at that track and sometimes don't see the financial rewards that they should.
You bring up working for Area Auto. Do you miss those days being on the road, going to all those races? I know, I go to a lot of races, that, and we've seen each other at hundreds of races, during a year. Do you miss those days being on the road, or you like the fact that you can stay home now and just work on a couple of things?
I like it. I mean, I can kind of pick and choose. The races that I really want to go to, I still go to, and I like that. It's not something you have to do. Pretty busy beginning of the year. I did the Selinsgrove, New Egypt, Bridgeport stuff, and been kind of busy working with Doug Hoffman on his Poker Series races, the 5 races down at Bridgeport, doing the PR for him. And last one down there was really good. Had 40 cars, and that's been kind of keeping me busy. And I really, really respect Doug Hoffman. I always did as a fan, and I really respect him more now working with him, and it's pretty cool to be able to interact with him, and it just opens me up to do some different stuff. And this year is a little bit different, where I'm not locked into a track every weekend announcing, and I think that's part of the reason I've done so well with Penn Can, because if I need to run up to Penn Can on a Friday night to take care of sponsorship or work on some things, I can do that, and that's actually helped me a ton. I'm much further ahead with lap money and bonus money than I've ever been, probably for that reason.
Hey, Brett, spending all that time working for the newspapers and the trade papers and stuff like that, more often than not, you didn't hear anything, any type of feedback unless you screwed up, We had Brett Hearn on the show, and he talked very highly of what you've been able to do. I mean, what kind of feedback and what's that mean to you when you get somebody like Brett Hearn complimenting you as a promoter?
Oh, I really appreciate all that, and a lot of it's still a big thrill for me because, at heart, I'm still the kid that went to Orange County and Accord every week with my dad and watched these guys, and to have a Billy Pouch call, and sometimes it's constructive criticism, sometimes it's positive. I mean, or that I had a great conversation with Brett Hearn down in Charlotte about promoting, and you get to talk to these different people, and I'm excited about that. I really don't mind complaints. I always put my email and my phone number out. When I do mind complaints is when someone's screaming at me after the race. But any other time, I have no problem listening to ideas. And, I actually, Dwayne Howard gave me some ideas last week at Grandview, and I thought that was pretty cool. And I don't know if people have noticed, but we're actually giving out fuel at the drivers' meeting for people's trucks that towed there. Random drawing of people who entered early, and that idea actually came from Matt Jester, who races down in Delaware. Him and I were talking one night about something we could do that's different, and he brought that up, so we decided to try it. And, I'm always open to talk to racers and fans, and I try and go to as much as I can as far as trade shows, mall shows, off-season parties, banquets, just because that gives me the chance to talk to people face-to-face.
That's important in this day and age. I mean, how many drivers appreciate, you calling them on the phone and saying, hey, I'd really appreciate if you come to the race. That's got to go a long way.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I wish that I was in a position, some of the touring series are able to do passes and stuff like that, but, I'm not in that position yet where I can help people out that way. I do try and pay as much as I possibly can and give out as many bonuses through the field as I can to compensate. And, the fact of the matter is we're paying $32,995 right now for next Tuesday at Penn Can at a track that really only seats 1,500 people. So, we're absolutely at our max as far as the budget and the payout. And I said last year at the drivers' meeting when we paid $8,000, if I got support, we would go to 10. And we had a great field last year and a great grandstand crowd, and we're going to continue to do that. I mean, as long as I can keep getting sponsors lined up, we're going to only continue to grow and hopefully pay more.
Hey, Brett, how many cars are planning on starting the feature down there? I know there's a lot of variables to that, but how many were you anticipating starting?
In the last couple of years, we've started in the range of 28 to 32. So I would say that's a pretty viable number. We started 32 at 5 Mile Point last year for the Super Nationals as well. So we're usually in that area once we get all our starters in, and then any rock provisionals that go on the end. That's a pretty decent deal. And, people think, 32 cars at Penn Can, but last year we actually ran the first 21 laps without a yellow, starting 32 cars. So it can be done when you've got the quality that we get in our field. What's
a pit pass cost for a driver? What's it cost for a driver to get into this race?
We're actually charging a standard Friday night pit fee. Any track any track series license is accepted for $30, so it's the same as it is on a Friday night at Penn Can.
So let me throw something by you.
The grandstands are 22.
Let me throw something by you. What if the 31st lap for the 31st starter picked up the pit pass for that guy?
That would be a great deal.
$30. We can
scrape that together.
We can find a way to make that happen and just mention 31st lap on lap 31 of that feature.
Yeah, we could do that. That'd be great.
All right, there we go. We're involved.
Make Bombas pay the $30.
Yeah, make Bombas pay it. Brett,
that's what's cool. We have so many people that want to be involved in different ways, whether it's the guy giving the beer a lap, Beer City here in Quakertown.
Love that.
We've got a cooler being lettered for the guy that leads the most laps, so it'll be lettered up, class of the can. You led your laps, now drink your beer. There's all kinds of neat stuff. We're giving away a $500 gift certificate for a body from BFP Specialty down here in Bethel, PA, and that goes for a driver who doesn't qualify. We've got bumpers and rub rails for the Hard Luck Award because they'll probably need them if they won that award.
That's true.
A long list of really neat stuff. The halfway bonus, I have to mention. If you're running on gas, you'll get a full drum of fuel from VP.
Wow.
Running on methanol, it'll be 2 drums of methanol. And it works out to be about the same value. It's a little over $500, so that's pretty neat for the halfway leader.
Yeah, that's cool. That's not a bad deal. Now, how about this? You got the sponsor for the lap leaders. I want to know when the Media Beer Lap award comes out.
I tell you that when we had our issue with Big Diamond last year and it canceled too early and the sun came out, I led about 54 laps that day.
Brett, where can people go online to find
it? For the rain date.
Oh, yeah. Where can people go online to find information about this race? There's a couple of spots.
Everything's online at ddmotorsportsmedia.com. We've got some drivers who are expected to be there, all the prices, information, and our promotional videos all up, counting down here 6 days.
I know I can't wait. I know I'll be in attendance. I'm bringing a carload with me, so we're definitely looking forward to it here in Central New York. And I know I've been getting, actually, people that know I know you have been texting me saying, hey, when's the race start? What's going on? So give us start times, hot laps, gates, all that stuff.
Gates are going to open at 5 o'clock. Last year we were a little bit on the overwhelmed side because a lot of the Touring Series teams came in early. So we will have one window open from about 3:30 on to service some of those guys so we don't have such a log jam. Hot laps will be at 6:45. Racing is going to be at 7:30. And if we do need it, we have a rain date of Wednesday night.
No, hopefully we're not going to need that. You mentioned changing things and things like that, and you've done a heck of a job with that. I know a couple of people complained in the past about too many divisions, things like that, and you've done a good job of keeping things simple here since then.
Yeah, we went too long last year, but who would have expected 60 cars on a Tuesday night? So, to compensate for that, we were dropped off to 600 modifieds. Now, looking at a bank account, that's a hard thing to do when they get paid so little and they brought 40 cars. But if we're going to keep this event going and, kind of follow the model of what Alex Friesen was doing when he had his Summer Nationals in full swing, we need to make it fan-friendly. And we took those guys off the schedule. We did put the street stocks on just because the drivers will need time between the heats and the Conti and the feature. But I think it'll be a great 2-division show. And I want to get people out of there, a little after 10:30. And the fans got a bigger focus from us this year. We've got 500 discount tickets to give away to Dorney Park, $6 to $20 off, which is a pretty good deal. We've got T-shirts to give away. 3 dirt-modified models from RPM, a bunch of different novelties, and we're actually going to have a beach ball kind of bounce through the grandstands and play music. Whoever ends up with the ball will get a prize when the music stops, and trying to get some more fan excitement this year.
I'm taking that beach ball down, man.
Yeah, look at you go. Mike's going to stand.
Actually, had a few drivers asked to do it after the contests because they don't think they're going to qualify and they want to have some fun. So before the feature.
Well, Brett, anything else you want to add or anything that we didn't cover here that you want to make sure you get out to the people coming to the show?
I just want to let everybody know if they do decide to go to Penn Can this Friday, save your rain check, bring it back on Tuesday. It'll be $2 off. And I just wanted to point out we raised the purse over $16,000, but we have the same prices that we had when we first did this in 2010. So it's a pretty neat deal. We're trying to keep the prices down, knowing the fuel prices and all that's going up. So we haven't raised it a penny. In fact, we've lowered some of the prices, and the 12 and under will get in free this year. So we're trying to do the best we can to help out with the gas prices.
Well, I got one more question for you. It just came in via text message. How did your surgery go today on your teeth?
I'm feeling pretty good. It took about 12 weeks, but they found a little piece they left behind the first time. So I guess everybody makes mistakes, even surgeons.
Well, Brett, again, we thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate your time. It's always great to have you on. Always. Good to sit around and chit-chat with you.
You got to come up here sometime so you can come on and hang out with us all night.
Yeah, one of our live shows. Be a guest. Come on and be
I'd definitely love to do it.
Well, again, Brett, thanks a lot for coming on, and I'll see you on Tuesday.
All right, see you at the Can.
Thanks, Brett. We couldn't be happier for you.
So, again, Brett Deyo from BD Motorsports Media. The Clash at the Can, $10,000 going out to the winner in the Southern Tier. That is unheard of.
It's crazy.
It's huge money.
It's good money right there.
I'm looking forward to it.
Fine.
I know that. I'm looking forward to Tuesday. And like I said, I was not kidding when I said I have a carload of people coming with me. It's going to be a big old convoy coming down Interstate 81 this week. Convoy. Should I play the song? No.
If I had it,
Convoy.
If I had it, I'd be happy to play it for you.
I like the song that says, "This year's the rubber duck." But Clash of the Can coming up again. Should be a great show. And if you're not doing anything Tuesday night, make your way out to Penn Can Speedway down there in Susquehanna, Pennsylvania. Real easy to get to. One of the easiest tracks. You take 81 south. I believe it's the Great Bend exit. Get off, take a left, and follow that up about 8-10 miles, and there's the track on the right. Right in Susky. Great deal. Good racing goes on there. Multiple grooves, lots of cars, sail panels. If you're a fan of that, I know I am. That's why I went to Woodhall last night. Sail panels.
Now.
You are now.
Whoa, sit down. You don't. You're not ready? No. The camera was trained right on you when you got up there too.
Oh, jeez. It was a whitewash, wasn't it?
It was a little rough.
The big marshmallow stood up.
Yep.
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
That's terrible.
Need a little dirt singe mark. We'll really sell this here.
You were live chat. This is a riot. People talking about it, asking us if we're all going to go down there, if we're going to do a live show from down there. They're looking for details, and I mean, I wish we could.
The thing I think the hardest part about doing a live show
it's not in the cards right now. Really.
Well, first of all, it's a midweek show. It's tough for us. I mean, I can do it, but my schedule is a little bit different than most people's. And secondly, we need like really strong cell service, and I don't know if we could honestly get that there or not because of the location.
Yeah, I mean, if we could tap into something that was like automatic,
right?
We didn't have any problems there. We could make it happen, but it's something that we would have to go down and see what we had to work with ahead of time. And if we got a strong enough single, all we needed was, I think we had like a 0.78, 0.81, something like that over in Utica, and that was more than enough. We were able to get through no problem. We stuffed all the bandwidth through, and it worked fine. So it's not like we need a ton of it, but we need enough of it.
We need enough that we can do the video.
We can make it decent, because we don't want to put out something
grainy. Yeah, that's how we are.
No, there's no point in driving.
We're
that
professional.
That is the prevailing rumor, anyway.
That's the rumor out there.
Say that one more time.
No, I'm not gonna. I don't think I can say it again without laughing louder.
Once again, this is the 31st lap presented by Finish Line Web Design. We go live to tape every Thursday night, or in this case, Wednesday. Typically, it's Thursdays, and the show is up almost immediately after. If you don't keep the late hours, be sure to visit fingerlakes1.com on Friday, or in this case, Thursday. Podcast.fingerlakes1.com, 31stlap.com. There's all sorts of podcasts available from fingerlakes1.com, including The Saw, starring Tony Sometimes, local music coverage with the evolution of Eric Jensen, Tiffany Collinsworth's Finger Lakes Look Ahead, who, by the way, keeps killing us. I mean, come on, people. Hang with us for an hour and a half, but everybody wants to click on that 15-minute show. What the heck? Tiffany really is doing a great job, and she's been really nice to us too. I've known Tiffany forever, so it's good to see she's doing well. We've also got the
maybe we should have her on our show so we can.
It'd be fun.
Draw her 15 minutes of
When we
fame
get-
back over here.
What we might do is when we come up on one of those derby shows that we got coming up through the course of the summer, we'll have her on because her dad runs the Seneca County Fair, and she's been around derbies all of her life. We've also got the Sports Talk Jocks Dog of Pauly, which goes up every Wednesday. They were there this morning. If you want to see it as it happens, visit fingerlakes1.tv. Look up the 31st lap. If any of our listeners want to ring in, call us at 315-729-3999.
Sure you got that right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I know my phone number. I had somebody from Virginia calling me here as we were going through, so I gotta
love
catch
it.
up with that.
So what's the live chat looking like right now? How's that going?
Live chat's been blowing up. Cat Daddy, Eric Almiromo, they're talking about the Prelude right now. We got all sorts of information up there about some of the sponsors, and the biggest thing is people asking when the 31st lap is going to go out on the road. And I wish I had an answer for them, but we don't yet. But that doesn't mean that we won't.
Yeah, it will happen again. It's just a matter of picking the right place and time.
I know. Listen, we can guarantee you we will do probably a regular show 1 week on a Thursday night from the Hall of Fame.
I know we're working on that.
That will happen.
There's a lot of stuff that's in play there. We want to make that happen. I'm more than willing to do it once we get past this extended hours thing that we've got going on at Lakeland Equipment in Macedon, 6 locations: Savannah, Avon Hall, Brockport, North Tri-Li, Macedon.
Good plug.
Yeah, slip that in there.
Good one.
Once we get past the extended hour stuff, it's going to be a lot easier for me to chase out of work a little bit early. But right now we're going from 8 in the morning till 6:30, and it's a little tough to squeeze out.
Then we don't want to just start flinging it around and making it a weekly deal and taking some of the luster away from it. And we also want to do it right when we get there.
Right, that's the thing. Again, it's special. It's not something we're going to do every race. I love it. I think it's great. But we don't want to overkill it. We don't want the drivers to get turned off to it and things like that. We want it to be an event. That's why we do it the way we do it. It's not the same if we do it every week. If we did it every Saturday from a different place, I don't think it'd be the same.
No, and like you said, the drivers. I mean,
right?
They're gonna.
I question that because
here's the thing. I don't want to go up to say, we've had Pat Ward on, Bobby Varon a few times.
Right.
I don't want to walk up to them and say, hey, Pat, we need you for the show. And they're like,
why
do I got to do this again?
So we don't ask Pat Ward. We've talked a lot of times about there's so many other divisions that are going to be at the tracks. We can get those guys. There's a lot of modified drivers that we haven't talked to. I mean, think of the number of drivers at Canandaigua or that have been at Canandaigua that we haven't had an opportunity to get a hold of. Not so much that we've been ignoring them, just haven't had the opportunity to get a hold of them. So if we go do an event at like Rolling Wheels or something like that, there's going to be a lot of Ryan Phelps. We'll have a chance to get him. We'll have a chance to catch up. There's a lot of guys. There's a ton of people. Yeah. So I mean, in terms of a burnout, plus when we're looking at doing a show like the ROC program. But the thing is,
the thing is, when we do the live show though, you get a lot of the same. You're getting the guys. You're getting the big name guys. That's why I like it to be an event. Now we can do the big show like if we go to Middletown,
right?
We're gonna get different names. I
don't think Stu Friesen's ever going to get burned out on this deal anyway.
No,
I think Stu likes this.
Well, it seems like every time we have a guy on, they win or they do well. Let's not jinx that. Knock on
wood.
Fake wood.
It works. It works.
Yeah, we've done pretty well. And hey, if there's anybody out there that wants a 31st lap decal for your race car or for your car, contact us. And
get to us through Facebook. Get to us through Twitter.
Yeah,
we're
ordering more. We went through 100 already.
100. Well, there's 3 left right over here.
Okay,
there's some on the shelf. So we
went through 97 already.
And I got one on my car.
Yeah, I got one on my car. Well, maybe on my car. I got a bunch.
So we went through more than 90.
I got one in my car, something like that. So we have gone through a ton or more on order. We're taking care of that. Hopefully we'll have them here soon. So that's our next investment is more decals.
Yeah, so for all the guys out there at Canandaigua Motorsports Park that were looking for one that didn't see me come around with one, that's because I ran out.
Did those stickers have a good run Saturday?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I know.
How about that? Vance Vanderwall.
Justin Henderson took it to Victory Lane twice, once in a dash, once in the feature. Vance Vanderwall in the Pure Stocks took it to Victory Lane.
Mace Phillips wants one too. He's listening live.
You
know what?
Up over here.
And Mace is a good buddy of mine. He called me last week and said, I love your show. I've seen it online, and this is the first time I had a chance to listen because Danny Varon was on, and he was like, I love it. And Mace, we appreciate you listening. I appreciate everybody listening.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate everybody on live chat. Appreciate everybody here. And like we said with the stickers, you need stickers, decals.
They're coming.
We'll get them. And again, I even got a tweet on the 31st Lap Twitter saying, hey, we took it to Victory Lane twice. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Cool.
Mike Welch was the other driver in the street stock division who'd been on the show.
Who's been on, yeah.
Which is kind of what I tried to do is get those decals of the guys that had come on. And,
that's what I try to do now,
done
too.
An interview. kind of like a feature win sticker, so to speak.
Yep.
You've been on.
Well, that's usually what comes next, isn't it?
And
That does seem to be part
it
of the
seems to be the way
yeah.
it goes.
Yeah, we've been done well with that.
We had a couple of the guys were a little upset that they only got one, and it threw off the arrow on the on the car. So we doubled them up, so they had one on both sides. But it seems to be that they're very receptive to taking the decal and
So
putting
cool.
our stuff out.
And we appreciate that. Again, we appreciate everybody that
Absolutely.
runs them. We appreciate everybody that supports us. It does mean a lot to us. I know.
Listen to this.
Oh, boy.
This show is now a distraction from things I need to get done. The show is great, and I listen to the past episodes while I mow lawns.
Hey, you know what's funny? You say that. I force my friends to listen whenever they get in my Jeep. I have it on my iPod. I'm like, we're listening to the 31st lap. Why? I'm like, because you need to listen to this.
Because I'm driving and you have to.
And you don't like it, and it's helping me stay awake because I'm thinking, boy, I sound like such a dork. But hey, it's all good.
Yeah, I started off trying to push it nice, and now it's just here.
Take it.
Listen, deal with it.
Deal with it. Have some fun. I mean, again, this is why this show is fun, because this is what we do. We have fun here, and again, we do the serious side. We get the drivers to come on, and we appreciate everybody. We
can't say thanks enough. I mean,
no, not to the driver for all the time they give
Brett
us.
Was saying before, how excited he is to get the criticism, the phone calls, and stuff like that. It's no different for us when we have somebody that wants to sit down at the table with us and let us talk at them for a few minutes and waste some of their day, and they seem to enjoy it, which is always cool.
And it's fun to joke around with them too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like, it's a different atmosphere. It's not the typical interviews that we're used to doing at the racetrack, where hey, why was the car so good? How was lap traffic?
Yeah,
things like that.
Cover the typical media.
Yeah. We don't.
BS,
We
I like to say.
had a little bit different stuff. And you know what's pretty good? We haven't brought up video games in like 4 shows.
Oh my god, that reminds me of one. Never mind.
Yes, here it is. Yeah, exactly. So
I don't think that's a necessary segment any longer.
I'm on the 66
Dude,
lapper
we've been
at
on
Williams Grove.
we've been on an hour already.
I know, and
It is
we're,
flying tonight.
It is,
and you're tired, so
I know. I'm exhausted.
I'd have thought maybe it had dragged a little for you.
No, I've been flying through this deal. I've been looking forward to this. Anytime, me, I'm a sprint car guy, so anytime we're having sprint cars on, I get excited. I was so cool to have Logan come on, and Brett is a great friend of mine. It was great to have him on. And we got another guy here coming up soon, right? We're getting to that.
We got to
pretty
get
soon.
Dylan Evoy. We should probably start thinking about getting him on the phone.
Rich, that's your cue, Rich.
Now I
We
can
wanted
stand
to-
up,
well,
so take the camera off my.
Well, I've taken it off your shorts. That's no problem. But I want you to take this for what it is. It's not a criticism. We want you to be part of the show.
You do a heck of a job with the phone thing. You're awesome.
In some of the
You're the voice of the 31st lap when we call.
Yeah.
That's an important job.
Yeah. Well,
And for what we've been bringing on for interviews, it's been a real good time making that phone call. I can tell you
Yeah,
that.
I know.
yeah. Your heart's pounding out of your
Hey,
chest, thinking, "What
you
happens
wanna-
if they don't answer?"
Yeah, you want to hear something really funny? Guess
I
what?
don't care.
Guess what Balmas did? Did we mention this last week on the show?
Go ahead.
That he pocket texted JJ Yelly.
Yeah, we didn't get it.
He did say something to me. He goes, we interview him. He's nice enough to do it, and then I pocket text him and send him some garbled message full of nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to keep that.
Thanks
that
a lot.
line
Way to
open.
go, Balmas. And he's not listening. That's he's watching the Prelude to the
Oh,
dream.
of course he's
he
watching
goes,
the
He goes to
Prelude.
me. He goes, "You upset about it?" I go, "No, it's late models."
I was so
Chris,
close.
I gotta get the jab in when I can.
know.
I know how much you love late models.
You should see what I have loaded up on the
I can't see.
I know,
Uh,
and I like it that way.
Yeah, I know. Even though we got the big screen, we're supposed to be able to see what's going on. So, but yeah, I mean, it's fun. We have a good time, and of course, again, it's so cool that these guys are willing to come on, and it's not a problem.
It's not a problem. That's the thing. That's the biggest. I mean, when Dean Reynolds came over, and I'm like, wow, that looks a little like Brett.
Holy crap! It is
Holy
Brett
crap,
Hearn.
it's Brett Hearn.
Yeah, yep. Well, Brett just got caught outside the hauler. Let's be honest.
Well, you know what? Hey,
one way or the other, he was coming on. Just because you didn't see Dean with the taser and the handcuffs on him to get him over there, things like that. It's funny. Everybody watching us on live stream right now is looking at why these guys keep checking their phone. It's because people are asking questions and things that they want us to bring up.
It is. It's crazy. That's one of the things that I probably enjoy the most about this.
It's the
fact
interactive that it's live, that people can talk to us. Probably listen if you're listening on Thursday, going, "What are these guys doing?"
We've got the phone here.
Yeah,
we've got the phone.
I got my phone.
The phone.
My phone is
mine's
always
been going
on.
crazy. I got phone calls from people in Virginia. You've got all your stuff going on.
I got
there.
a ton of friends
On
text
top
me
of
about
that-
the show. I got a friend tonight that I haven't seen her in a while, and she was actually watching the show. I said, "I got to go do my show," and she's like, "What's that?" I said, "It's on fingerlakes1.tv," and she's like, "Oh, I'll check it out." She texts me. She goes, "Haha, you're on TV."
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, and I hate to think that the people watching and listening at home get bored of hearing us talk about how much fun this is. But the thing is,
we're having
it's
a great
an absolute
time.
ball. And they're telling us on live chat. They're telling us on the phone. We have through the course of tonight. We've had text messages. We've got live chat going that's got anywhere from 12 to 15 viewers consistently, and we've been doing a chat on Facebook.
Right, so everything.
Everything's been full. It's been very full. This is just another extension of how much fun this thing really is, and we got Dylan Evoy now jumping on board to be a part of it, and another welcome addition to the show. Dylan Evoy, thanks for coming on.
Hey guys.
I was a little bit nervous because I wasn't sure I was going to pronounce your name right, and then I was like, what if he only speaks French?
No, she's all good.
All right, well, that's
so
good news.
That breaks rumor that not all Canadians just speak French.
That's right.
There's a few that do speak English, too. Well, Dylan, hey, thanks for being on the show. We do appreciate you taking time out to check in with us here tonight. Hey, pretty good season so far. I was taking a look at the rundown. You've got 3 wins at 3 different tracks. You got a win at Canandaigua Speedway, got a win out there at the Mohawk International Raceway, and of course up at Brockville. How good does that feel to be able to go to those different places and get a win already this year?
Yeah, it definitely feels good to be able to run at all the different tracks and be competitive at all 3. It's really nice. We've had a pretty good season. It could be better though. We've had a few mechanical failures here and there. We haven't had one in the last 4 years I've raced. Since I started racing, we haven't had a mechanical failure, and unfortunately, we've had 3 this year to start the season, and it's not to do with the lack of anything we do in the car. We're doing everything the same. It's just unfortunate. The first night out at Brockville, we had a drive shaft yoke bust on us and take a transmission out at Brockville, and it was just unfortunate. We were able to change the transmission, throw it all together, and get back out for the feature, but we had to start scratching the field and work our way up to 10th. And the car wasn't ideal, but it was just to sort of gain points, and there was I think 2 weeks after we lost a motor there leading heat race by half a track, so another unfortunate night there too. And the last night there, actually the past weekend, we started 15th in the feature, worked our way up to the front. We're leading. We had a really fast car, and I don't know what, there was a wreck or something, and we picked up a piece of debris, and it got jammed in between the tire rod on the front and broke the heim joint, and I lost steering. So that was all under caution. So it was just unfortunate, but that's racing, and that's the way it goes. Keep your chin up and move on, I guess.
Now you're fortunate. You got a lot of good tracks up there in the North Country. How different though is it to go from Mohawk on Friday night, big half mile, real fast, and then you go to Brockville, just banked, another fast track, but totally different style of racing.
Yeah, Mohawk's nice. It's real wide, real racy. You'd think because it's a flatter track, it'd be more of a bottom feeder, but man, it's really nice to race. You got lots of room. If you start deep in the field, it makes it a little easier to get through traffic. Anyways, a lot of the guys you're running against a lot of good competition over there. It makes it fun, and I always used to, when I first started running over there, I used to always run, me and Chris Rabby there, we would, we had a really good time there doing her out. That's where a sort of Mohawk thing, it was just sort of stepping up the program there. Rabby they helped us step up the program at Mohawk, and, we started working on our cars a little harder and getting things sort of figured out, and that's sort of what's put us in our position we are in today.
You had to be happy then to see Chris Rabby move up and run the 358s now, or do you miss his competition?
You know what? I actually enjoyed racing against him because he made you work harder and makes your own program better. So you got to just winning all the time. You're not striving for it to be any better. You know what I mean, sort of deal. So it's always nice to have the competition there. But I wouldn't mind him come back and race with him. I enjoyed it.
Again, we're chatting with Dylan Evoy, the 2010 Brockville champion, 2011 Mohawk International Raceway champion. You're almost a 2-time Brockville champ. Lost it by 1 point last season.
Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. That was a real kick in the teeth there, the last race. It was just the track. For 2010, the last 2 nights were black slick tracks, and I just love the shinier the track, the better it is. The slicker you can make it, I'm happy. I'm not too fussy on the moisture side. When it's bitey, I don't find that too entertaining, especially these crate motors. Everybody's so equal on power. It makes it really tough to pass when the track's got bite. And when it starts slicking up, driver and handling really start coming key. But, the last night at Brockville in 2011 on the points night, it was really bitey. It was really tough to pass, and it was unfortunate. A car spun out in front of us and hit our right rear corner and smashed the broke the shock off and it twisted the torsion bar and the bird cage. But we were still able to finish fourth that night. But it was just we lost it by just a point. He just finished up. We were leading the points the last corner, last lap, and we lost it right in the last lap. So
Man,
one of them deals. Move on. That's the way it goes.
You know, take us through your racing career, how you got up to the Sportsman, and tell us a little bit about what has made you guys so successful since you've gotten to that Sportsman division.
Well, I've always had an interest in racing. My dad used to run 358 modifieds. I always used to help him work on the cars and maintain them. 2003, my dad got out of it, and I got into kart racing there. And I ran weekly at 2 different tracks in the States and at the Untitled Speedway here. The karts are a big deal for any new driver getting into the sport. It teaches you good habits, and it's a lot. I guess it's a lot cheaper way to learn your habits versus hopping in a big car and damaging equipment and stuff. The go-karts are a little. They don't cost as much, and you learn just as much in them. So as far as being smooth and stuff, it really teaches you to have a lot more finesse and just be real smooth.
Where's your goal? Where do you want to end up? Do you see yourself moving up into the 358 ranks, or where do you want your program to go next?
It'd be nice. It's just right now. It's just about funding and stuff. As far as we got a good deal going in the sports division. The nice thing about it is, with our deal right now, we can go and run 2 tracks, and you can have some sort of enjoy it sort of deal. With went to the 358. It's just as far as the motor costs, it's just it's a big jump as far as that goes. I wouldn't mind. I think I'd really enjoy running 358. There's a lot of good drivers out there. It'd be some really good racing, but I don't think the funding's there to back that deal.
Who's the guy you look up to at the racetrack? Who's the guy you go to, when you first got into this, that helped you to get where you were going?
Well, when I first started, you seen Chris Raby. He was dominant. He was the guy to beat. He was the man you always wanted to go out and duel it out and try to beat him. But he really set the bar high, and I just kept working for that. And you got to just keep working. It's never don't ever think you got this stuff figured out, because you never do. There's always something new that throws a curveball in at you and changes things. Setups are always changing. It's always something different. So it's just racing is a real time-consuming sport, but it's well worth it. It's fun.
Again, chatting with Dylan Evoy here on the 31st lap, Sportsman campaigner up at the Mohawk International Raceway, and the boss, Brockville, Ontario Speedway.
3-time winner.
Yep, 3-time winner already here in 2012. He's got a win at Can-Am.
And another one of Craig's boys.
Yep, and another one of Craig Ravel's boys. Dylan, how important, we bring up Craig Ravel, how important is it to have, a website and all of that to make your team look like that? How important has that been to your sponsors?
Oh, I think it's a big deal. As far as keeping the sponsors up to date on what's going on, I know a lot of sponsors that they can't make it out every week to the races, so it's kind of nice to shoot them an article and keep them up to date with how the racing's going. I know a lot of guys say they'd like to get to the races, but they just don't have time. So even if they want to go onto the website and see the results or whatever, they're there for them to look at. So it's a quick way to see what's going on with the team. Anyways, it's a good deal.
All right, tell us about your website. And is there any other social media? Can we find your team on Facebook, Twitter, anything like that?
I don't know. I just more the website. That's pretty much it. I just I'm not much into the Twitter and the Facebook stuff. The race car keeps me busy enough, but I'll let Craig do the website stuff. He's the man for that job, and I'll stick to the race car stuff.
Again, it's evoyracing.com if you're looking for information. I know I perused it a little bit. I like to see, what's been going on and things like that.
Sharp-looking race car, too.
Oh, great-looking race car. And I like the stuff that Craig does for all you guys. Every week I get multiple press releases telling me what's going on, so it's nice to be able to keep up with all you guys. Dylan, before we let you go, I'm sure you got a lot of things to take care of tonight, but we always like to give everybody a chance to thank their sponsors here on the show. Who do you got to thank tonight?
Well, I definitely got to thank my dad, my mom, my Uncle Gil, my Uncle Jeff, my grandma and grandpa, my guy Kersey, Ogilvy's Auto and Fleet, Fireball, Rona, Napa, Auto Parts, Thousand Islands RV Center, Genesis Racing Shocks, Thousand Islands Concrete, those guys. They keep our program running. So it's every little bit helps.
Are you guys? Go ahead, Chris.
Was he standing next to the car?
I don't know. He was pretty good though.
It rattled him right off. It was pretty good.
When you win races, though, you have to know your
There
sponsors.
you go. That's
Don't worry,
no lie.
I got a list here. I couldn't remember them all.
All right, one more question for you. Are you guys racing on Friday night at Mohawk with the ESS?
You will be there, yes.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you. I'll be up there with the Empire Super Sprints.
That's man. I hope they shine the track right up top to bottom.
Usually it is. When we're there, we make that thing wide, so it will definitely it'll be a good time.
Well, that's what we want. That's all good.
Well, Dylan, hey, we really appreciate being on the show, man. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Dylan.
Have me, guys. Have a good one.
Take care.
So Dylan Evoy, again, North Country driver or Canadian driver. I don't know. He runs both, so he's Canadian.
He runs all over the place.
He is from Canada, though, but great to have him on the show here, and a multi-time winner already here in 2012. And thanks to Craig Ravel for helping us out with that and hooking us up.
Finish line web
And,
design.
that's one area I'd like to see us get a few more guys from, up there in that North Country. It's always fun. I love talking to Canadian drivers, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we can get another couple of French Canadians on here, but I don't know if we can top
What a ball that was.
I don't know if we can top the Poirier interview.
That was a great time.
That was good.
No, I don't think that'll get topped ever.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was awesome. So,
what we also want to do, we're talking about wearing out our welcome with some of the drivers. As we go through the season, there's a lot of other divisions that are going to be garnering headlines and stuff like that. There's pure stock, street stock, stuff like that. We can grab some of those guys because we don't. When we started this thing out, Mike, when we were talking back before, we wanted to make sure that we got everybody. We're all encompassing. We're going from Pennsylvania to North Country and everything. We're getting Sportsman. We're getting all walks of life. And
right,
we don't want anybody to feel left out.
No, and that's why we hit the people we do. Again, we've had a lot of PA 410 sprint car drivers on. We've had the North Country guys on, and from all over. From NASCAR drivers now to we can say we had a NASCAR driver on World of Outlaws.
How cool is that?
What we still have never done?
Drag racing.
Oh no, late models. Have we had a
Tim McCready?
Okay, Tim McCready. I still classify him as a modified guy. He was a late model guy.
He at least that weekend he was. Yes. He was on his way to Arizona for a late model race.
That's right. And then he went out and won, right? If I recall.
He did win
something.
One of the three. I think. That were
so hey, we kept the streak going.
We're on a hot streak.
So hey, did we get any fancy music yet for the debates portion of the show or no?
No, we're holding off on that right now because there's some other stuff that's coming on. There's some. If you really want me to bore you with some technical jargon,
no, never mind. Don't want to hear about it. Don't care.
There's just new stuff coming from VidBlaster, so we're gonna upload VidBlaster, and then we're gonna go from there with some of the new transitions.
Okay, cool.
I got Photoshop at home now. Adobe Elements.
Ooh, none of which I know how to use.
So we can do all sorts of cool stuff with that. If we can get some footage from racetracks, I can make a mishmash of highlights from racetracks and superimpose graphics over the top of them with some overlays. And make the video at home, and then we can take any music bed. If there's any fans out there that want their music to be the music bed, send it in.
Yeah, make it
the keyword being their music.
Make it hard,
right? Yeah. We want hard rock stuff though.
Yeah,
we want something that pumps you up.
Something similar to what we have for the
have had previously.
We want something.
Leave it at that.
Hey, we want something badass, and I'll use that as an intro to our next topic.
Absolutely.
You like that?
Now,
you like that? You like that? That was good, right? Big segue there.
Yes,
as we get into our,
I think it's mostly ass, but
our main debate topic here this week, Kurt Busch. Everybody knows what he did. He told off another reporter.
Actually, what we can do is, if you guys want, what we'll do is we'll play this. This is on speedtv.com. Follow the videos, and you can find it. We're going to go ahead and play this first.
Play it, and then we'll go from there.
That way everybody knows what it is. And mind you, there's some coarse language.
So tuck the kids away, put them in the room, plug their ears, do what you got to do because it's about to get a little crass.
For it.
Well, we're working on it.
Oh, jeez! Here we go. We build it up, and
it's all that technical stuff.
Yeah, that we know nothing about.
But the thing is we're working on it, and So
there's a first time for everything. It's like when we did the live show on that Sunday. There's a first time for. Thank God we did that because we would have been like, So
yeah, because the overall consensus from you two on Sunday evening, Monday morning was not a great outlook.
Something's going on because that video has now been taken down off of Speed.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. So there's more as the story is developing.
Okay, so that's never good.
Yeah. So
so it's been taken down, so it's no longer there.
Right, it's gone. The link that I had to that on Speed TV is gone.
Okay,
it's completely gone.
All right, so we're going to
that's kind of cool.
So we're going to forego that. Basically, the long and short of it is he told off another reporter. right?
In such a
way, and I punch you in the
manner.
face or something. Was that what he said?
Yeah, it's something about asking him stupid questions makes him want to come over there and
punch him in the face.
Punch him in the face.
I suppose that's against the rules because I am on probation.
Yeah, well, I guess that thought should have come prior to his mouth opening, but that's just me.
Yeah. So you go ahead, Rich. What do you think? What should be done to Kurt Busch? Should we be kicked out of NASCAR? Should we fined? What should or what do you think? Let's hear what you got to say.
From a sanctioning body standpoint,
for me growing up was freedom.
Hey, what do we got
there? What are you playing there?
Well, I got it to work, but it was an advertisement, so I was over here playing with it. Wow,
you want us to wait? Or?
No. Yeah, you want me to wait so you can listen to the ad? No,
we're not playing that ad unless they pay us.
Just send them a bill.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Maybe that's why the speed video's down. They're gonna wait until 9 o'clock and put it back up.
That'd be a little bit of a compliment. I think that means somebody's listening. No, from a sanctioning body standpoint, from I guess I'm going to sit here and look at it from the overall NASCAR standpoint. This is issue number 2 with a member of the media for Kurt Busch in consecutive years, and they're not real spread out. So, you've had strike 1, and now you're lashing back out at the media. And he's not the only one that's ever done it, but now he's at strike 2. And the media is a huge part of what NASCAR has become. Mm-hmm. There's such a media hype around every race weekend, every one of them, and there's so many different newspapers, internet sites, radio shows that are covering this. If a driver is gonna act out, what's the next step? Well, where does he stop if they're not going to penalize him? So for taking a week suspension for strike 2, man, I don't think it's that bad. I think it hurts his race team more than it'll hurt him.
Right.
I mean, he's a talented race car driver. I think, if things were to fall out where they are, he's going to pick up spot rides here and there. I don't know if he's going to do anything major ever again. But, one more incident, I would say that's a year suspension, and if you can make your career work after that, good luck.
Well, he's a hot commodity. I mean, literally,
he's still good.
He's hot. He's a hot commodity, but he's hot under the collar. He's just a hothead. He's going to say something that eventually you're going to regret. From a promoter standpoint, he's great to have because everybody wants to come and see what he's going to do
that's
next.
my argument. I think NASCAR needs guys to be idiots and needs guys to have outbursts, and here's why. Because you're losing fans right now, and we can sit here and argue about the reasons why. I mean, it can be the economy, it can be the price tag. I mean, all the different things that go into a NASCAR race. I mean, tracks. Look, Bristol's changing their surface because they're losing fans. You watch the race from Dover. That was not a full grandstand. It was not.
No,
it was not. And you need. I read a bunch of stuff on this week. When we decided that we were going to talk about it, and one of the articles I read talked about how if NASCAR and wrestling have a lot of things in common. They're both entertainment. They're both a show. And you know what? In wrestling, you need good guys and you need bad guys. And without that balance, you don't have a product. You need both sides. And with Kurt Busch, you know what? He might be an ass and he might scream at media guys. And I am a media guy. I've been screamed at. I've been called those names before.
Been there.
And I hate it, and it really irritates me. But guess what? How much publicity right now is NASCAR getting because he did that again? And it's been everywhere. I mean, it's been front page news on like regular news sites.
And he did it in his driver's uniform, guzzling a Monster.
Right.
You're correct, he did, but here's what my point, back to your entertainment deal. The difference between what Kurt's doing now and WWE wrestling is the good guy is fighting the bad guy. I think if this was with another driver, this is a non-issue.
Yeah.
To be blatantly honest with you.
But still, it's still press.
It's still press, but to go after a member of the media, I can tell you right now, I'd have had a few choice words if now granted, if the guy's asking real stupid questions.
Well, he thought it was a stupid question, but from most of what I've read, people don't think it was a stupid question. Here's the problem you get is and I know as a media guy, those of us that have done this, when there's guys that are already ready to burst, they're already pissed off, there'll be people. I try not to do this, but there will be people that will ask those questions and grind that in just a little bit more.
Just to push the button.
To try to get a reaction. And then they can say, then they get publicity for themselves.
That's an issue I have with the media is you need to know when and where. There's a time and place for everything. and you can still get what you're looking for. But, don't put a guy in a bad spot because all this guy's doing is giving himself a credibility issue, despite what coverage he is gaining.
Right.
There's now a credibility issue. One driver's had an issue with him. If he happens to have another issue with another driver, he's toast.
No, it's already him and what was it? Him and Newman were ready to go at it a couple weeks ago.
Right. So I'm not putting all the blame on Kurt here, but what I'm saying is if you're gonna Tony Stewart had an issue during this a few years ago.
A while ago when he ran Home Depot and all that, right? Yeah.
And he took this media member to task in front of a room full of people.
Love it.
And did it in such a manner that it was a little bit
cruel.
It was cruel as hell. But
it was fun
what
to
happened
watch.
was, the question was so ridiculously stupid. He made a spectacle out of it and kind of embarrassed that media member. And there was no issue that arose from it.
I think I got the video up here if we want to watch it. It's
all right, go for it.
2-minute clip. We'll see what it is.
Let everybody listen.
This is coming to you from The Final Lap. That's thefinallap.com. We'll see if we can make this work.
Busch driving for his brother in that monster number 54 car gets into the back of Justin Allgaier. Apparently, this skirmish started at the very beginning of the race.
Go ahead
with
and take
the
that
first
overlay
green
off.
Flag. Afterwards, Allgaier and Kurt Busch had a few words talking about what went on in the racetrack. Kurt was not very happy. He did, however, finish fourth. After they discussed this, we heard this from Kurt Busch post-race.
This is, again, the speed broadcast.
About the rest of the day, how much did the track change for you today?
It was a tough battle with the left side tire. Seemed like it would make you tight, make you loose, and so you were on this
the yawn
razor
question.
blade edge. But we've made good steps to gain with our in the KBM car with how we.
He makes that face like, for Pete's sake.
Just.
But it's going to get interesting here in a second.
Guys, we're getting there, so it's good. And it was great to have Kyle in the pit box checking everything out today.
Kurt Busch,
did it impact you how you raced, Justin? The fact that you're on probation after that, you said he.
And there's the monster. 3.
It refrains me from not beating the out of you right now because you ask me stupid questions. But since I'm on probation, I suppose that's improper to say as well. If you could talk about racing things, we could talk about racing things, Bob.
It's racing.
It is not racing. You're in this just to start stuff. That's all you're out here for.
This is Kurt Busch.
And then it cut back to
punch you
Kyle
in the
Petty.
face.
Yep, he made no he no secret about how he felt.
And again, there's two sides of that. Again, the media member, and as well as I do, as a media person, you need the story, and that is the story of that race that they were beating and banging a little bit, and it's a fair question. I think.
I don't think the question was.
I don't think it was unfair.
I don't think it was unfair.
But hey, he said what he said, and that's it, man. He said, I don't like it. It's a BS question. Next, I want to talk about the race. I don't want to talk about the bumping and all that. I want to talk about the race.
Yeah, but
I can't fault him for that.
But did he have to allude to punching him in the face?
Yeah, no.
Was that part necessary?
I'm like,
it makes for good color, but you don't need to. You shouldn't be alluding to popping you in the face.
Yeah,
the only reason that I didn't knock you out is because I'm on probation. So basically, if he hadn't had an altercation once before, Bob Pockrass would have been knocked out. Yeah.
No, if he hadn't had an altercation before, he wouldn't even ask that question.
If he wasn't all hopped up on Monster, if he was drinking something suitable like Red Bull.
Yeah.
I can see where NASCAR really doesn't. They don't want to deal with.
They don't want him fighting media members,
right.
obviously. But
and I can tell you right now, if I
still like the WWE atmosphere of it. I like it. Whether as a media person, I don't. But as somebody watching that, that's like, that is awesome that he just said that.
I agree, but what happens that
he's not going to do it.
Look
at all these guys.
Do it. He can't fight. I mean,
all these guys talk all that crap. I'm going to beat the crap out of you, and then they leave their helmets on. Okay, they're not going to fight anybody. It's not going to happen. They'll shove each other. The pit crews may go at it.
It's going to turn into a slap and tickle fight.
Exactly. They're not going to do anything.
Gonna happen,
but it's you need something right now to get fans back to NASCAR because the racing has been oh-hum. Okay, there's not a lot of cautions. Guys aren't wrecking. And and I know people like to see wrecks. I don't, but that's not why I watch racing. But that's why people do.
So freaking address the issue because I'm going to tell you right now, going this route, having this type, go ahead and have kind of a free-for-all, let the boys be boys type deal. But, when it spills over into, somebody is covering the race, Kurt was he was way off base.
Yeah, but and I know. Anytime you do something competitive, as a guy, you're already hyped up when you get out of whatever you're doing. I don't care if it's baseball or football or racing. Listen, I'm a the Devils are in the Stanley Cup Finals right now. Well, not really because they suck, but I'm a Devils fan.
They're probably
and I'm not
right
even playing, and I'm PO'd after a game. Like, I'm annoyed. The last couple of games, I'm screaming at the television, all that. And if somebody were to ask me like a question about something in that game right then,
boy,
like,
how great
shut the hell up. Like, leave me alone. I don't want to answer your stupid questions right now.
The other night, I would like to have asked you, how great is Martin Breuer's legacy in
Why
terms
don't
of
you
the playoffs?
kiss my... He's got 3 Stanley Cups, okay? How many you got? None. So
I don't know,
shut
but
up.
I know he's not going to get 4.
It's never over till it's over, my man. Never
You are
over.
correct. That's why they play 7, but it's not happening.
I'm not saying never, but it's not looking good.
I guess my issue is if he'd have said it to me, I'd have taken it a hell of a lot different than this media member did.
Yeah, this guy got mad about it and was.
Well, no! I'd have been pissed. He offered to beat the shit out of me.
I would have said
we're gonna have a little something to say about.
Well,
that.
here's the side of it though. That guy's doing the same thing that on occasion we'll do. We don't want to upset the track or anybody that's we want to remain professional.
Well, that's
as much as possible as a media member.
But when they're gonna if a driver's gonna drop that on me, either A, I'm a complete moron and that's something I shouldn't have, or my timing sucked. But you don't.
Yeah, I guess one of the questions I'm going to answer. I'm going to answer this question with a question. Was that an inflammatory?
No
question.
No.
Was he doing something wrong?
Absolutely not. I don't think the media member did anything wrong.
He's asking him basically, would you wreck him if you weren't on probation? That's basically the question.
That's what I heard.
He sugarcoated it without asking, would you wreck him if you weren't on probation?
So what?
You cannot ask a driver flat out if he's going to wreck him because he can't say yes, because if he says yes, he's getting a vacation again. You know that and I know that. You can't come out and say, I'm going to wreck him. You can say, I'm going to race him hard.
Why not?
I'm going to get along. Because NASCAR and their stupid trailer. Everybody.
You know what about the trailer?
So-and-so are meeting at the trailer because of incidents that occurred on the track.
And that's okay. That's NASCAR's grasp on control. I sat there and listened to Tony Stewart say point blank, I would wreck my mother to win a championship. Pretty much
different though.
It's a little different, but he pretty much just put out there, hey, you know what? I'll wreck you, and I really, quite frankly, don't care as long as I end up with the cup in my hand at the end of this deal.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean,
what's the difference with somebody else?
What if that was race? What if this
question?
was race number 10 in the chase? Would he have wrecked him then?
No.
You don't
because he
think so?
wouldn't want to risk getting sat down
for
during
Daytona.
the chase, right?
For Daytona,
right, or anything like that, right? Those things are a big deal.
The way NASCAR is now, they're professional drivers, and more than 50% of what they do revolves around working with the media, either being sponsors to do ads, or interviews to get their sponsors out there to get NASCAR in the limelight. And when you act like that, you're not being a professional driver. Take that crap and go right back to your weekend track, and tell the guy that's asking you the question with a pen and paper that you're going to beat the shit out of him, and see what happens down there. Because you can't act like that as a professional.
I don't know.
race
I've
car
been
driver.
screamed at. I've been screamed at. I've had guys swear at me and call me a effing a-hole and and everything else. And I'm simply asking a question. And my questions weren't even loaded. It was just a guy. I caught the guy at the wrong time.
Yep.
And that happens with anybody. Again, anybody can do it, and it's magnified. If this was, let's say this was Joey Logano, which would never happen, but
never happen.
But if it was Joey Logano or one of those guys,
Non-issue.
non-issue. Nobody cares. But because it's Kurt Busch, everybody cares.
And you know what the difference is? Joey Logano wouldn't do it.
Because he's not running up front.
It doesn't matter. He's still a huge draw at NASCAR. I mean,
especially when they're Northeast.
The kid's got a following, and he's got a premier ride, whether he's performing in it or not. It doesn't matter. He'd never say that, even if he point blank thought, I want to beat the shit out of this guy. He wouldn't say it. He'd come up with some kind of way of,
let your wife fight it, like you said to Kevin Harvick. Was it Harvick?
Something to that effect. Yeah.
He's
your
going
wife
to
wears the pants.
Wife wears the fire suit. I believe.
Yeah, the wife wears the fire suit.
The wife wears the fire suit. Do I think he should be suspended and kicked out of NASCAR? No. Do I think there's a little bit of a place for the WWE mentality?
We need it.
Certainly,
NASCAR needs
certainly. I think
there's a level
I think we need.
On the live chat, Berger just said a minute ago, said, let the drivers talk the trash. It's what the sport was built on.
And that's what you need.
Mouth shut.
You need that trash talking because it makes the sport entertaining. And listen, the product itself can be entertaining depending on where it is, but it needs to be the whole package. And I think if NASCAR is successful, it trickles down to the local short tracks. Whether we like to admit that or not.
No, absolutely.
When NASCAR's doing well, so is the local short track. When you look at empty stands At NASCAR, you can walk around to some of your local dirt tracks and you see less people going. It's all a byproduct. Everything, if people become uninterested in something, they'll cut out all of it. It doesn't have to be just NASCAR. It could be all racing in general. So, good or bad, it brings attention to NASCAR, and NASCAR at this point needs something to bring attention, and that's where I get like that WWE circus attitude where they need something to happen. You know, when wrestling gets boring, what do? They change the characters. They take one of the good guys and make him a bad guy. When Hulk Hogan was a bad guy, how awesome was that? Everybody was like, yo, Hogan, like it was just a total shocker that happened. But people came back because you want to see Hulk Hogan as a bad guy.
Yeah, but NASCAR is not pulling strings and rigging races despite what everybody else has to say. I mean, there's altogether too many things involved in that. And it's a different type of entertainment. And if you're looking to put a good, entertaining show on, change some of the rules, change some of the places you're racing at, shorten these things up. Make it a series of shootout races.
It just, you know what, it sucks. It's never going to change. NASCAR will be 400 miles or 300 miles.
500, it's 400 or more.
And let's be honest, it's like any big race. You know, if you talk to anybody that goes to NASCAR for these races, what do? They take their camper, they hang out with their friends, they drink some beers, they have a fire, and it's about the event. It's a party. It's the fun, and the racing is the ultimate end result of all that. And everybody packs up and goes home on Sunday. It's like Sunday night is Super Dirt Week.
Yep.
There's me, Adam Ross, and about 50 other people are still there.
Hanging out, but smart enough to wait.
Right, and hang out, but everybody else is gone. And that's what these are. And it is what it is. We can sit here and disagree all night or agree. It doesn't matter. But ultimately, I just want to see more people watching racing, period. I don't care what it... I don't want to see him punch somebody in the face, although I'd be entertained. I don't want to see him hit a reporter because the next reporter that could get punched could be me. So
yeah, that's a really ugly precedent.
And you've made it very clear you're not a fighter.
No, I'm not going to fight. Not a chance. I'll take one for the team. So
I'll give one for the team. I'm not taking anything.
So what do you think?
Final word. Start with you.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I think we just need some entertainment in NASCAR, whether it be guys banging on each other a little bit, guys running through their pit stall a little quick, as long as nobody gets hurt. I'm all for it. Talk to smack.
I don't completely disagree with you, Mike. I think, on the flip side of that, NASCAR had to do something to draw a line between the media and the driver, and they did that. They suspended him a week, and unfortunately, I think Phoenix Racing takes a bigger hit than Kurt Busch ever will.
I think ultimately what you got to do is you got to measure between, like you said, entertainment and the greater good, and right now, NASCAR is struggling to fill stands. They've got huge budgets, and they're putting cars around the track, and there's only, maybe 4 competitive teams that have a realistic chance of winning.
Right now, yeah.
So right now...
And how many cars...
You can whittle it down to about 15 cars.
Yeah, and how many cars wrecked on Sunday that were all starting park teams?
That were... Right.
You look at that wreck, and there's, 3 cars with major sponsors on the side, the rest are all plain cars with numbers.
Right.
So something's got to be done.
You got to do something to rejuvenate the sport, and if it takes Kurt Busch running off at the mouth... And you know what? The suspension might not be a bad thing, because people are going to tune in a week to see what the development what the developments were this week, and then they're going to tune in the week after to see what happens when he comes back.
Have we heard who they're going to put in that car for that week?
David Rudiman.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing too.
That would be a crying shame if Kurt Busch was out, and David picked that right up full time.
Now, see, I think you need talent in the sport, and I think having Kurt and David in different rides.
No, I definitely
because Kurt Busch,
agree.
no matter whether you like him, hate him, or what, he's like Kyle Busch. I hate Kyle Busch, but that's part of the reason I watch it, because I want to see somebody do something to him to tweak his bones a little bit, And again, you need the good drivers in NASCAR, and of course you need your young guns, but you need the talented guys there to put on the best possible product you can get.
Well, and you watched Kurt Busch and Jimmy Spencer go at it years ago.
Oh, it's awesome.
And now that
both of which got suspensions for that stuff,
right? And now the badass shoe that Jimmy Spencer used to wear is kind of traded over and gone to Kurt Busch, so it's a little interesting.
Well, Jimmy Spencer himself even said that settled him down. It changed his perspective on things. Let's take that overlay down again.
I did get a text message, somebody asking us on a different topic if we think Glenridge will do well on Sundays. And I'll take this one if you want, unless somebody else wants to comment on it. I'll start it.
I think they're going to be fine.
I think they'll be fine, just because there's enough cars to go around for both tracks, Utica Rome and down there at Glenridge, or the Ridge.
We lost Mike.
There's a lot of guys that are local Fonda area, Albany, Saratoga area guys that can race there on Sundays. They can afford that budget to go run there. and hauling up to Utica might not be in their best interest. But then you have some bigger name guys, some guys that have the ability to go there, and of course they're going to be going to Utica to chase the $10,000 championship. That's the bottom line. Stuart Friesen and Ronnie Johnson, those guys, they're eyeing that $10,000 to win the track title at Utica Rome. Other guys, it might not be in the budget to be able to travel that far, and they have success at the Ridge. And $1,500 this week, it's $3,000 something. It's insane this week how much they're paying, and that's great. And I think both tracks will do well. I think both tracks will survive, and hopefully the Ridge does turn a point and start getting some cars because they need it. They definitely
has Varen made a decision yet? Somebody's asking online.
I have nothing official that I could report at this point. I have not actually talked to Bobby Varen, so I have nothing official on the record that I could report. So,
yeah, and I think though, again, both tracks will be fine. Jake's Breaker and those guys down there, they've been around a long time.
Yeah, and again, and it wasn't like this was something they wanted to do.
Right.
It was desperation. We have to do something to get cars. You can't survive getting 22 cars in 2 divisions.
No.
Right.
You can't. So
we had another message in the mailbag asking why don't we get more ahead of things and let people know who's going to be on. Like we talked about earlier, Finish Line Web Design weekly update from the 31st lap. If you want to get on that circulation list, message us through Facebook, and we'll add your email address to Craig Ravel's circulation list, and you'll get the weekly updates.
$3,711. What Glenn is paying on Sunday afternoon. So just if anybody was wondering,
not bad.
And that's the winner's share.
That's the winner's share. Yeah, and I know they put some more money in the purse as well. So you'll have that. You have that option Sunday, and of course you've got the University of Northwestern Ohio All-Star Circuit of Champions at the Utica. I'm so excited. I'm getting just giddy sitting here talking about it.
Are you going to make it till
then?
Oh,
my God. I don't know, man. I am so excited about Sunday.
Tim McCready, by the way, won Heat 3 at Lincoln.
Sweet. And
an update there.
Yeah, it's
Austin Dillon.
Appalachian Mountain Speedway, Speed Weeks down there.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Austin Dillon was the fast time trialer at the Prelude.
Wow.
Reported to us from John Baumus, who will be paying the $30 31st lap leader money that Chris offered.
However we end up making that work out, I got to get the money to Brett, and he'll pay it out the way that it needs to be paid out.
Yeah, however they work that out, but it's coming out of Baumus.
What I told him was, you can either give it to the 31st starter and just say, here it is, because you made it, or if there's not 31 cars starting, give it to whoever's leading lap 31.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
So I told him we'll leave it in his hands.
I like that.
I don't know, couple items of note. Brewerton and Fulton Speedways have now taken over direct control of the Mod Lights in cooperation between Eastern State Dwarf Car Association and Track Management. The weekly Mod Light racing program at Brewerton is going to be governed by the track, so some new changes there. Just helps the flow and operation to things. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Inside Oswego features are up on YouTube. Go look up Oswego Speedway, www.Oswego Speedway. You can like the official Oswego page on Facebook, facebook.com/Oswego Speedway. Follow them. Twitter, that's at Oswego Speedway, all one word. All the stuff from that triple header they had on Memorial Days.
Hey, and if you want us to talk about your track and some of the big things you got going on, send us a release.
Yeah, send us.
Find us. You can find us on Facebook. Send us a message on Facebook. Get the email address. Or if you want, I can set up Chris at the31stlap.com or Mike at the31stlap.com, and you can send it to us or Rich. I'll set up emails for all of us that'll direct to our regular email accounts that we use, and we'll make it easy on you. We'll do that. I got the page now set up so it'll redirect. So if you want to find us on the internet, again, it's 31stlap.com, and that will direct you right to the fingerlakes1.com or fingerlakes1.tv or the YouTube channel that we're on now too. So all the different things going on. If you want to find us on there, and again, of course, at 31st Lap on Twitter. So
we encourage everybody to visit the pages. I mean, we got them all over the place. 31stlap.com is the best one to go to. You can also visit podcast.fingerlakes1.com. Check out the Facebook page. Hit us up on Twitter, iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher Radio. Had the Stitcher Radio going. It was kind of cool because when you pull up 31st Lap, it's all these other racing shows. It's so cool. I mean, we're right up there with everybody. And all of it's under the 31st Lap. You can also find locally here with fingerlakes1.com content, Dog and Polly, The Sauce, The Evolution, Kenny's Two Pennies, variety of local Finger Lakes 1 podcasts and content. The new Great Pod, wine podcast, kind of cool. That stuff's been going up on Tuesdays. And, of course, to view everything as it happens, check out 31st Lap on fingerlakes1.tv. If you've got something to say, ring us at 315-729-3999.
There it is. So what do we got now? We going to go with Driver of the Week?
Well, we should probably do Driver of the Week, and then we'll do the plugs, and then we'll get the heck out of here. We've already been going for about an hour and 45 minutes.
I love it.
So who you got?
Driver of the Week.
Driver of the Week, Rain. I don't know.
Rain was was the big winner, but
Mother Nature takes it all.
You know who I'll give it to this week? I will go with
Austin Dillon.
I'm going to go with with Craig Kinzer for winning his first World of Outlaw feature of the season at Kokomo last night. That's what I'm going to go with. I always pick a sprint car guy.
I say Justin Henderson, 2 wins in one night at the same track.
And I was gonna go
carrying
with Justin Henderson
because
he's carrying the colors, and he did it twice. He was the first one to do it, and he backed it up to be the second one to do it, and he did it all on the same night. And that's my vote. I'm going with the local boy.
I'm willing to call a truce on that one.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you.
You're not wrong either, Mike.
No, I'll give it to you. You're right. You know what? He's carrying our colors, and I support that. I agree. I was just looking, at the national scale, and that's what I normally do. So, but I always, I forgot about that because it slipped my mind, and I didn't write it down that we had that. So I agree, 100%. I got you on that one. So we got it. Justin Henderson, driver of the week.
Justin Henderson takes driver of the week. Very nice.
Plugs?
Yeah, right now I'm going to plug the Prelude because I got the top 5 time trialers plus one other important guy there. Austin Dillon, Eric Amarola, Ken Schrader, Casey Kane, and David Gilliland are the top 5 time trialers at the Prelude.
Wow.
Smoke time trialed 13th.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
It won't matter. He's going to be in the show, and he's going to go to the back of the show anyway.
It's his track. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he'll be in the show.
He'll just screw around.
Right.
He's going to go to the back of the field and take the challenge like he does every year, and hopefully he wins this year.
Wow. My plug, you know what I'm plugging. All-Star Sunday, Utica Rome.
Now, how'd that go?
University of Northwestern Ohio All-Star Circuit of Champions, 410 sprint cars at the Utica Rome Speedway.
Life. Come on.
No.
Are you related to Dean Reynolds?
No.
Any chance?
Presented by AT&T and Lucas
No.
Oil.
Exactly.
Nope.
You're both like walking advertisements.
Listen, man.
That's not true.
This is my excitement.
That's not fair.
Okay? The All-Stars will be at Fonda later in there. The All-Stars will be at Brewerton. I'll be excited about those, too.
I know.
All right?
I just
again,
like
Empire Super
fun
Sprints
at you.
Friday night up at Mohawk International Raceway. So, good Friday night action up there, up in the North Country. I'll be up there. But again, All-Stars on Sunday, along with the big block, small block modifieds, and of course the Capital Region Sprint Series 305 sprint cars. So a 3-division program. That's it.
Busy one
on Sunday night, but it will be a good time. Just got word from one of our track officials, the driver out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and car number 19, Stevie Smith, will be in attendance, and of course he'll be joined by Greg Hodnett, Lance DeWeese, Fred Raymer, guys of that. Logan Schuchart hopefully will be there as well, depending on the weekend, of course. And then you're
going to work on trying to get one of those guys.
I am
Thursday, right?
working on it. I will do what I can. I'll talk to Tim Schaefer, who will be there. Tim Schaefer, Dale Blaney, David Gravel, Cap Henry.
We only got room for
Pete Miller III. I'll get them all. We'll get them all. I'll get all the interviews.
Bring them all right in here.
Yeah,
so
bring them down. That's my plug. And again, if you're not coming out to Utica Rome, make sure you support your local racetrack. So if you want to stay close home, you're going to Glenridge. Hey, have a great time too. As long as you support your local track, nobody can be upset about that.
Everything gets better that way.
Yep.
Got 2 quick ones. Black Rock Speedway had a 2-event card scheduled with the monster trucks Friday and Saturday. In a preemptive move because of the weather that came through, they moved the Friday card to Sunday. Scrambled around, they ran Saturday and Sunday. Sunday got rained out, so now the monster trucks are back. They're doing the fan-friendly thing. They got the monster trucks back for another 2-day show.
Nice.
And all the local divisions are going to be racing both Friday and Saturday. Saturday, of course, non-point, so they don't affect other tracks. But if they're not doing anything, they got the chance at running 2 nights. So thought that was a good move for Black Rock Speedway, blackrockspeedway.com. And then, of course, Smashed Empire Films is going to be on the road again Saturday, heading back to the Arcadia Volunteer Fire Company showgrounds for another round of Demolition Derby action in Aperico, Maryland. JNJDemos.com, SmashedEmpireFilms.com.
There you go. I'll plug up Bombas for you. USAC and ARDC is at Port Royal on Saturday.
Passing points. Awesome.
Yay.
There you go, Bombas, just for you, buddy.
Yeah, I did miss the Dick Dragon fantasy update.
Yep, we didn't do well, so I don't think we're missing much.
Listen to this. Wait a minute.
Speak for yourself.
We got
Oh, boy.
Zoopy strikes again.
Zoopy wanted me to do a Ric Flair. He wanted me to do a woo! There you go, Zoopy. Just for you, buddy.
This is going to be interesting, Zuby says. Stevie Smith's car owner is...
it's not his car owner. It's his former car owner.
John Zematitis, former owner of Utica Rome, who left in a cloud of controversy in June 1998. He hasn't been there since. Will he even recognize the place?
Is he back in his Zemco car? Is that what he's saying? I don't know if that's official.
Well, that's what Zupi said. I trust
I don't know.
I'm not going to bet against him.
Because he has not been... he hasn't been in that car. He's driving the... Chad and Jen Clemens own number 19. It was Chris Luck, but then there was some legal financial trouble with his company, and all of a sudden, now it's just CJB Motorsports again.
Oops.
Same team that owns Fred Raymer's car. So, yeah, I don't know what the whole story is with that. I read it last week in Area Auto, and it's all financial stuff that I don't understand. So they did something they shouldn't have done. That's all I understand.
Whoops.
Yep. So that it? We done?
That's it.
I'm done.
We should appreciate everybody. stopping by to hang out with us on the 31st lap. It's always great having you along. For everybody in the chat room on Facebook, be sure to check us out. For Mike Mallett, Rich Post, John Balmas, who couldn't be with us, thanks again for hanging out, and we'll see you right back here next week on the 31st lap.